Study IELTS. Xin chào các bạn khán giả quen thuộc của Now It's Time to Study IELTS. Hôm nay là buổi tối thứ 3, đúng không ạ? Và này rất là vui khi được gặp các bạn ở đây. Trịnh Quang Trường cũng nay cũng vô sớm nè. Và người bạn lần đầu tiên xem là Nguyễn Phượng hay là Nguyên Phương, đúng không ạ? Avatar dễ thương quá. Mà cảm động nhất là nãy giờ mình cứ ngồi mình quan sát các bạn, mình thấy đúng là một cái lớp nho nhỏ rất là dễ thương khi mà mọi người cứ hóng mỗi buổi tối để mình vào. Và mình biết là các bạn cũng kỳ vọng là các bạn sẽ học được nhiều kiến thức, nhưng mà có một thứ kỳ vọng còn lớn lao hơn, đó chính là một cái môi trường học tập mà nơi chúng ta được sẻ chia, dù là đến từ nơi nào, dù là đến từ vùng đất nào hay là độ tuổi nào, nhưng mà có một cái sợi dây để liên kết tất cả mọi người với nhau, đó chính là cái tinh thần ham học hỏi. Rất là xúc động khi thấy mặc dù là nãy giờ admin chưa nói câu nào hết, chỉ mới có mình vô hello em thôi. Bữa nay Sơn Series và Vân đang ở ngoài kia để đang bàn về một cái dự án mới nữa, và mình đang lặng lẽ ngồi xem các bạn ở đây đó. Lê Trung Thành nè, Trịnh Quang Trường, các bạn thấy xem mình thấy vẫn rõ mà, đúng không? Chắc là mạng đoạn đầu nó hơi bị lag chút xíu thôi, nhưng mà mình nghĩ là trời cũng sẽ không phụ lòng mọi người đâu. Mình rất là xúc động khi mà đọc cái câu của Phạm Hồng Vân nói là làm mình nhớ tới ngày đầu tiên vào live, khi mà mọi người welcome bạn Phượng, bạn Phương, bạn Nguyễn Phượng đó, từ Trịnh Quang Trường, từ Phạm Hồng Vân. Đúng là kiểu là thành viên lão làng ở trong lớp á, và các bạn tự động có một cái tinh thần như vậy, và mình nghĩ đó chính là sự thấu cảm rất là cần thiết. Mặc dù là các bạn ở độ tuổi nào đi chăng nữa, anh tin rằng những người bạn mới học cấp 3 như là Vân hoặc là Trường, nhưng mà với cái tinh thần chia sẻ và như vậy thì đó là một cái tinh thần rất là quý, và anh tin là các em sẽ còn đi rất là xa nữa. Hello Phan Hà, cũng là một gương mặt rất là quen kìa. Hello Tuệ Thái, gương mặt mới đúng không em? Hello Nguyễn Khắc Hùng Anh, hello Bảo Trần. Một tháng đã trôi qua rồi, và cái series này cũng gần đến đoạn kết rồi đó các em. Thực ra thông qua cái series này thì anh cũng có thêm được nhiều ý tưởng để có thể có được những cái sản phẩm tốt hơn để dành cho các bạn khán giả yêu thương của mình. Sắp tới thì sẽ live ít hơn, nhưng mà sẽ là những cái live rất là chất lượng. Tụi anh cũng sẽ trực tiếp tham gia vào cái nhóm cộng đồng mà của những cái bạn mà mới ngày nào tham gia vào trong cái live này từ ngày đầu tiên mà bền bỉ đến tận bây giờ. Có những ngày anh biết là các bạn vừa deadline lắm, mệt lắm, nhưng mà cũng vẫn cố gắng để giao trách nhiệm cho nhau ở trong cái group á. Đó là một cái cách làm việc cực kỳ tốt luôn. Anh tin rằng là nếu mà các bạn có nhiều cái cơ hội va chạm và cọ sát trong tương lai thì các bạn sẽ trở thành những cái người leader rất là tốt khi mà có thể manage, facilitate công việc một cách rất là hiệu quả như vậy. Đó, và Sơn Series cũng nói với anh là sẽ chuẩn bị để train cho mọi người về những kỹ năng liên quan đến truyền thông, ví dụ là post bài lúc mấy giờ thì hiệu quả. Đó, sẽ là một cái trường học thực sự khi mà chúng ta kết nối với nhau như vậy. Và ngoài ra thì tụi mình cũng đang kỳ vọng sẽ có một cái app, một cái hub để mà các bạn có thể ngày nào vào cũng được, một cái website. Người mới vào thì có thể thi test trình độ, người mà đã vào rồi thì có thể tham gia vào cái đấu trường ở đó. Cái đấu trường nó giống như bạn xếp hạng âm nhạc á, 100 bạn dẫn đầu, và bạn có thể cạnh tranh với nhau thông qua cái việc là mình sẽ làm nhiều assignment khác nhau ở trong cái app đó, và cũng kỳ vọng là nó miễn phí cho mọi người. Hy vọng là sẽ có một cái funder nào để có thể support. Tụi mình đang cố gắng làm nhiều proposal để có thể biến cái ước mơ đó trở thành hiện thực dành cho tất cả mọi người. Nhưng mà lời đầu tiên thì cũng xin cảm ơn tất cả các bạn đã đồng hành cùng IELTS FACE-OFF trong thời gian vừa qua. Dù gì đi chăng nữa thì tụi mình cũng đã đến với vũ trụ này được 7 năm rồi đó, và cũng là 7 năm đồng hành cùng với các bạn trẻ Việt Nam trong cái hành trình chinh phục IELTS, cũng như là chinh phục tiếng Anh, cũng như những cái kỹ năng khác trong cuộc sống. Và tụi mình cũng mong muốn là ví dụ như là những cái bạn như là Trường vài năm nữa vào cấp 3 rồi vào đại học, rồi có những bạn bây giờ đang học đại học thì vài năm nữa cũng sẽ có những cái hành trình mới, rồi có những bạn là fan của IELTS FACE-OFF bây giờ đã có con, có trưởng thành rồi, thì sẽ luôn luôn yêu thương chương trình, bởi vì chúng ta tin rằng những cái thứ nào đến từ trái tim thì sẽ đi được xa nhất. Ok, còn bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ đến với cái phần rất là quen thuộc một buổi tối đó.
Góc kiểm tra bài cũ, một từ mới mà bạn đã học được trong bài học ngày hôm qua là gì? Comment ngay nhá.
Hơn tháng chút xíu, khoảng tháng rưỡi. Nhanh quá đúng không? Mà nhờ vậy anh cũng gặp được rất là nhiều bạn. Sắp tới thì bên cạnh cái English Club sẽ được tổ chức hoành tráng hơn, thì tụi mình sẽ có những cái chuyến gọi là IELTS Speaking Challenge đến với nhiều trường trung học ở trên khắp Việt Nam. Hy vọng là các bạn sẽ chờ tụi mình ở trong cái hành trình này nha. Ok, còn bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ cùng đến với buổi tối ngày hôm nay. Tối ngày hôm nay thì chúng ta sẽ có một cái playlist là một cái livestream của Khánh Vi và cô Liazo với cái chủ đề liên quan đến phát âm, bởi vì một trong những cái nỗi sợ nhất của các bạn khán giả, đặc biệt là các bạn đến từ những cái vùng mà không có cái điều kiện tiếp xúc với tiếng Anh từ nhỏ, thì là sợ là mình phát âm không hay, không có chuẩn. Thì thứ nhất là hay hay không thì là nó phải chuẩn trước đã. Thì hãy cùng thử xem là cái việc phát âm chuẩn nó sẽ như thế nào thông qua cái livestream này, và các bạn sẽ được có nhiều những thử thách có thể làm thử cùng với cô Liazo cũng như là Khánh Vì ở tại nhà, để thử xem là cái miệng của mình như nào đâu, không ai nhìn đâu, cho nên là cứ thoải mái phát âm đi. Và đây cũng là cái cơ hội để cho các bạn biết là các bạn phát âm sai cái nào, chỗ nào đúng, chỗ nào sai. Ngoài ra thì buổi tối ngày hôm nay chúng ta sẽ có một cái tập với khách mời là một người phụ nữ bị tật ở chân, là handicapped woman, và sẽ chia sẻ một cái câu chuyện mà mình nghĩ cũng sẽ là một chủ đề rất là hay, đó là vượt qua mặc cảm tật nguyền như thế nào. Tụi mình cố gắng mang đến mỗi tập IELTS FACE-OFF không chỉ là tips IELTS, không chỉ là những cái bài speaking mock test, mà còn là những nhân vật truyền cảm hứng và đến từ nhiều những cái thành phần khác nhau. Và đặc biệt là những cái đối tượng yếu thế cũng sẽ là những đối tượng mình cực kỳ quan tâm, và hy vọng rằng đó cũng sẽ là một trong những cái triết lý rất là đẹp của những người làm IELTS FACE-OFF. Và ngoài ra trong chương trình ngày hôm nay chúng ta cũng còn có Study Abroad 101 cùng đến với Thảo Tâm và câu chuyện từ xứ Wales. Chúng ta sẽ có một bài speech truyền cảm hứng liên quan đến du lịch từ Phạm Ngọc Phương Anh. Và ngoài ra chúng ta cũng sẽ có cả Follow Us nữa. Ok, bây giờ chúng ta sẽ cùng đến với chương trình vào buổi tối ngày hôm nay. Cái gì đây? Anh ơi, em trường trung học phổ thông Bạch Đằng, trường anh Hoàng Khánh vừa được Olympia vừa rồi đó anh. Wow, anh rất là muốn được gặp Phạm Hồng Vân ở ngoài để xem là bạn chia sẻ gì. Rất là tò mò muốn gặp những cái người bạn mà mình vẫn cứ nói chuyện với nhau mỗi buổi tối. Hello Trần Tuấn Dương, mê Hoàng Khánh. Hoàng Khánh vừa được Olympia vừa rồi hả? Ok, sẽ mời bạn này thử cho một cái livestream hoặc là một cái show của IELTS FACE-OFF trong thời gian tới nha. Gợi ý hay. Ok, bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ cùng đến với playlist tối nay. Chúc cho các bạn sẽ có một buổi tối học tập thật là hiệu quả, vui vẻ, và nhớ là phải chuẩn bị nước uống nha. Bởi vì là có nước thì các bạn mới dehydrated được. Và anh cũng mệt quá rồi. Mời các bạn sẽ cùng xem playlist tối nay.
Góc kiểm tra bài cũ, một từ mới mà bạn đã học được trong bài học ngày hôm qua là gì? Comment ngay nhé. Cả lớp sẵn sàng, giấy, bút, học.
Xin chào tất cả các bạn, mình là Khánh Vi. Các bạn đang băn khoăn là tại sao mình lại ở đây. Mọi người cũng mới đi làm về. Thì trước khi mình giới thiệu về chủ đề livestream ngày hôm nay, lý do tại sao lại có buổi livestream này, thì mình phải cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi livestream. Và mình cũng xin giới thiệu một nhân vật chính rất là quan trọng cũng tham gia buổi livestream này cùng mình. Đó là một người rất dễ thương, rất hài hước, rất thân thiện, thông minh vô cùng và gần gũi. Chúng ta hãy cùng chào đón Reup. Hi.
Oh, it's so good to see you,
Yes,
Envy. Thank
definitely.
you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining the show. Okay, we have been so close. Let's make this talk comfortable, so much fun.
Yes.
Okay, now let's do it.
Great.
Who are you?
I am Liesel. I come from South Africa, from a city called Johannesburg. I studied at University of Witwatersrand. I studied drama, speech and drama. I worked as an actor and an art director in South Africa. And no, not so much.
I pretend to not to know this before. Even though I know her so well. Khánh Vi đã có dịp được làm quen và được làm việc với cô Liesel một khoảng thời gian khá là dài. Và cô Liesel đến từ South Africa, Nam Phi, một đất nước Nam Phi xinh đẹp. Và cô từng học về drama, right? Về kịch, về diễn. Và cô cũng làm đạo diễn hình ảnh nữa. You're so good at art, I know.
Thank you very much, V. And you have become like my my little sister.
Yes.
So it's been a pleasure getting to know you in this process.
I would say the same to you. You're like my sister. So,
Yes.
okay, let me think. What inspired you to move to Vietnam?
That's a great question, and many people want to know why Vietnam? So I wanted to live and travel abroad. And I did a lot of research on the internet,
Yes.
and I spoke to many people because South Africans love to come to Vietnam.
Wow.
So I spoke to them, and they said that Vietnam is a really great country to come to because you can have a good life here. You can eat good food.
Definitely. I'm starving.
Yum. You can meet wonderful people. You can have good work.
You can save money.
You can save money.
Yes.
Very good point. We can save money here. The landscape is very beautiful, but
Definitely.
honestly, the women are very beautiful too.
I would say the same to the women in your countries and this beautiful woman standing in front of me. Actually, the women from South Africa always take a crown in every beauty pageant.
Yeah.
That's true, right?
Somehow we do quite well.
Yes, definitely. And that's quite surprising to me. And như các bạn có thể thấy là cô Lisa rất là xinh đúng không ạ? Rất là pretty, rất là đáng yêu. Và các bạn có thể thấy là những người phụ nữ ở Nam Phi thì họ thường rất là dễ giành vương miện trong các cuộc thi về Hoa hậu thế giới, Hoa hậu Hoàn vũ, các cuộc thi về sắc đẹp trên toàn cầu. Definitely. That's how she's such a stunning woman.
Thank you. It is our mixed blood, I think.
Yes.
We have a blood influence from many different nationalities.
Oh, really? And let's talk about what you are currently doing in Vietnam.
All right. So I am very lucky to be an English teacher here in Vietnam. And I've had the amazing opportunity to be a video presenter at the language center where I work. Thank you so much, Langmaster, for all the opportunities you've given me.
Yes.
One of them is that I present collections for them for their online videos, and I do a live stream where we teach English, and I have a talk show, and this is where I met you, right?
Yes, definitely. Cô Lisa đang làm giáo viên dạy tiếng Anh cũng như là tham gia sản xuất những video clip về dạy học và những talk show tại trung tâm tiếng Anh Langmaster. Và thực sự là lần đầu tiên Khánh Vi gặp cô Lisa là lúc vào khoảng tháng 10 năm ngoái, October last year.
Yes.
Khi mà Khánh Vi tham gia vào talk show của cô Lisa với vai trò là khách mời. Và thật may mắn là trong năm nay Khánh Vi và cô Lisa lại có cơ hội được trở thành đồng nghiệp của nhau, co-workers.
Yeah.
Co-workers. It's such a huge pleasure for me.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely with you as well. I think that working on Crack 'em Up has been a very special experience because you always bring your youth and your energy to the show.
Yes.
She always has fresh ideas. She's creative about what we do.
Aww.
And you're very kind and friendly to everyone. So thank you for being a great co-worker.
Thank you so much. It's so inspiring to hear that about you, and I would have to try harder and harder. Vừa rồi cô Lisa mới khen mình đấy. Xấu hổ quá. Well, actually, you're very nice to work with. You teach me a lot of lessons that I have never ever learned before about my body language, about how to pronounce words, obviously, as you're a native speaker, and yeah, so many beautiful things as well.
That's my
Okay, chắc là hẳn bây giờ thì có rất là nhiều bạn thắc mắc là cơ duyên nào đã đem cô Lisa và Khánh Vi đến với chương trình Crack 'em Up. Let's ask her. What has brought you to Crack 'em Up, the show?
So I think what has brought me here has been my work with Langmaster. And one thing I did with Langmaster was a pronunciation guide.
Yes.
And they created a product teaching all of the sounds in the IPA and putting a video together of that for people to work through and be able to improve their pronunciation. So I think through this, I became a kind of pronunciation expert.
Yes, definitely.
And that taught me a lot, and I don't know, now I'm here.
Yes, it's a token of luck for us to be with each other, to be a host of Crack 'em Up.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Và cái việc đến với Crack 'em Up với Khánh Vi thì nó cũng rất là tình cờ. Và với cô Lisa thì cô hiện đang làm cho Langmaster và cô đang chuyên về giảng dạy những cách phát âm và cũng tham gia viết một cuốn sách về hướng dẫn những bạn bắt đầu học tiếng Anh cách phát âm. Cho nên đó có thể là những lý do vì sao mà ekip sản xuất chọn cô Lisa là một cố vấn chương trình rất đáng yêu trong Crack 'em Up. Thường thì lúc ở trên trường quay on set thì Khánh Vi và cô Lisa rất là nghịch ngợm và rất là kiểu have fun with each other. But là ngày hôm nay thì chắc là có nhiều bạn cũng tham gia theo dõi nên là cô Lizo và Khánh Vi cảm thấy hơi hồi hộp một chút xíu, bởi vì đây là buổi livestream đầu tiên để Khánh Vi và cô Lizo giới thiệu về Crack 'em Up, một show hoàn toàn mới về phát âm tiếng Anh trên VTV7. It's so cool, right?
That's where it's at.
Yes. So let's tell them about what do you find interesting about the show during shooting the show as well.
There are so many things that have been very interesting to me, seeing how the production team works.
Yes.
And that it is quite a close team. You know, we're all quite close to one another to make the show work.
Yes.
I also think that the script is quite fun and fresh.
Yes.
You know.
I always laugh when I think about the contestants joining the show.
You know, I had a very funny comment the other day. Someone said to me, she thought that the contestants were rehearsed, that it was a script that they had rehearsed because they speak English so badly.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't even know how difficult English is for some people,
Yes.
and that they do actually have difficulty speaking that. Nothing is rehearsed. I meet them on the day, you meet them on the day, and all the challenges, they also just meet on the day. So this was for me quite a surprise that they would think that people really struggle with English, and it's true, and that's why we are here to help you.
Yes. Thực ra là lúc chương trình phát sóng và cũng có Khánh Vi và cô Lizo thì đã quay khá là nhiều số, nhưng mà lúc số đầu tiên phát sóng thì có rất là nhiều bạn đã vào comment và nói với cô Lizo là phải chăng là những người chơi trong chương trình có vẻ như được tập luyện trước, hay là có một kịch bản cho sẵn để đưa cho những người chơi để họ như là giả vờ nói tiếng Anh rất là tệ này, giả vờ không biết một cái gì về tiếng Anh, nhưng mà thực ra chúng ta không thể biết được rằng là có rất nhiều người xung quanh chúng ta gặp rất nhiều khó khăn về việc phát âm tiếng Anh và tưởng tượng là tiếng Anh nó khó như thế nào đối với họ, như kiểu là I'm very bad at maths. So, when it comes to math, I just like, I faint. Nhưng mà Khánh rất là học rất là tệ môn toán ấy. Cho nên là lúc mà đến môn toán là mọi người không thể tưởng tượng được rằng là bản thân mình trải qua cái môn đấy nó khó khăn như thế nào. Và Khánh Vi tin là với tiếng Anh thì cũng có một số người có cảm giác như thế. Và đặc biệt là tất cả những người chơi đến với Crack 'em Up đều rất tự nhiên. Và cô Lizo, Khánh Vi, kể cả những team sản xuất cũng gặp người chơi lần đầu tiên ngay tại trường quay, cùng làm quen với nhau và bắt đầu trò chuyện, bắt đầu tham gia những phần thử thách của Crack 'em Up. Và điều mà làm cho chương trình nó thú vị hơn, nó funnier, more hilarious and very close and we're so natural là bởi vì một cái điều mà làm cho chương trình tự nhiên và mọi người luôn gắn kết nhau như thế là vì những format của chương trình. The challenges, những phần thử thách của chương trình nó thực sự là rất thú vị.
I think the challenges are also getting more difficult as the show goes on.
Now, it's time for you to introduce to our audiences about the format, how many challenges we have on the show, what the contestants have to do, what we do.
Okay. So the format is that we have 4 contestants, 2 contestants per team.
Yes.
And they have to try and pronounce different words.
Yes.
They also have to try and get the opposite team to guess which word that they're doing.
That's right. It's a guess the words.
That's the guess the words, right?
Yes, the first challenge.
Oh, yes, the first challenge.
The first challenge. That's right.
Then they also have to guess which sound we're going to cover in that show. So through all the words that they've guessed, now they have to think like, okay, well, which sounds will we be focusing? Because each show we focus on a vowel or a consonant pair, okay? Or I should rather say an IPA pair of sounds that they can then challenge them with. Right. Then we go on to the intelligence machine, am I correct?
Clear your voice.
Clear your voice.
Clear your voice.
Right. Where we have a very clever machine that can hear whether people pronounce things correctly or not. Is that right?
Yes, definitely.
What's next, Bea?
The next part is also the final part. Tongue twister.
Tongue twister.
Whether sentence that allows the contestant to do the tongue twister.
Yeah.
And Miss Lisa here would be the referee.
All right. I feel very bad. I don't like to be a referee.
Why? It's just a game.
Bea, I happen to have a tongue twister in my pocket.
Oh.
Do you want to hear it?
Okay, sure, definitely.
It's a very
She's
hard
really
one.
good at tongue twister.
This is the hardest one I've ever tried, though.
Thực ra là cô Lizo rất là giỏi về việc nói những câu xoắn lưỡi với một tốc độ nhanh như là sấm chớp. Và bây giờ chúng ta hãy nghe cô Lizo nói một câu nói xoắn lưỡi như thế nào nhá.
Okay, let's give it a try. Sorry. Okay, I am a bit nervous because this one's hard. 9 nice night nurses nursing nicely. 9 night nice nurses nursing nicely.
Oh.
So, can you read that for
There's
the
no
audience?
surprise to me when I hear you do the tongue twister. Okay. Cô Lizo thì đã đọc câu nói xoắn lưỡi rất là nhanh rồi. Bây giờ Khánh Vi sẽ cố gắng đọc câu nói xoắn lưỡi chậm hơn một chút xíu.
She does it beautifully as well. Come on.
9 nice night nurses nursing nicely. 9 nice night nurses nursing nicely.
Oh, not bad. That was a good job.
But you know that I suck at tongue twister. Trong những buổi quay tại trường quay thì Khánh Vi phải nhờ cô Lizo chỉ bảo rất là nhiều về cách di chuyển lưỡi trong khoang miệng như thế nào, the tongue in the mouth shape, để có thể phát âm một cách chính xác nhất, bởi vì có rất là nhiều người học tiếng Anh không quan tâm tới việc sử dụng lưỡi trong việc phát âm thật đúng từ này từ kia. And let's see. Oh, I'm talking about how you teach me during the show. Oh, she also teaches me about my body language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do it.
Bản thân Khánh Vi cũng gặp rất là nhiều khó khăn và thiếu ít kinh nghiệm trong việc tham gia chương trình với một vai trò là host, và thật may mắn là Khánh Vi đã có cô Lizo here. She's like my dictionary. Everything she knows can help me on the show. That's incredible.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, when you spoke about the tongue twister being the tongue and the mouth, it reminds me that many of the Vietnamese students struggle, I believe, to speak English because when you speak Vietnamese, your tongue is quite flat and it doesn't move around much. You move your mouth shape and your voice. Your voice moves everywhere, which is quite hard for us.
Yes.
But what that means is that when you try to tackle a language like English, you have many difficult consonants and many combinations of consonants. And in one word, our sounds, our vowels are broken up by those consonants.
Yes.
And what makes those consonants? The tongue.
Yeah.
So in order to get those correct sounds in English, we need to know what the right vowel sounds are and to have a hard-working tongue that can get to the different places in the mouth to make those sounds.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how to
It
say
sounds natural, but actually it might sound unnatural when it comes to other students who don't focus too much on tongue.
Yeah, and it's actually a huge part of English. As an actor, we train to be able to speak clearly.
Oh,
We
really?
train our tongue to make it strong and fast.
Oh.
So
yeah.
it's kind of like I wish my students could also go through actor training to practice their mouths.
But if they go through actors training with the mouth, they would become a native speaker. Như cô Lizo vừa chia sẻ thì cái việc sử dụng lưỡi nó di chuyển như thế nào trong cái miệng của mình nó rất là quan trọng trong việc phát âm, và quan trọng nhất là chúng ta cần phải biết từng cái nguyên âm, từng phụ âm trong tiếng Anh nó phát âm như thế nào, thì khi chúng ta nói thì nó mới trôi chảy và nó mới đúng được. Và đó là lý do vì sao mà Quake Up thì chúng tôi đã mỗi một số phát sóng thì chúng tôi có một cặp nguyên âm, một cặp phụ âm để có thể phục vụ quý vị đang theo dõi cũng như những người chơi phát âm thật đúng, thật chuẩn xác, để từ đấy thì các bạn sẽ không bao giờ lo sợ về việc gặp những từ chứa cặp âm và cặp nguyên âm đấy thì nó sẽ phát âm như thế nào. Và cô Lizo thì là chuyên về diễn viên acting. So cô Lizo được train, được luyện tập rất nhiều về việc sử dụng lưỡi như thế nào, lên, xuống, trái, phải, để có thể nói một cách rõ ràng và nói một cách trôi chảy nhất. Và cô Lizo nghĩ là việc chúng ta tập luyện sử dụng lưỡi cũng là một cách để chúng ta tập luyện nói tiếng Anh. Và như lúc nãy thì cô Lizo mới giới thiệu về 3 phần format of the show, and now I will briefly translate into those who might don't know.
I would love that.
Sorry.
Thank you. Go for
Hãy
it.
biết là trong buổi livestream này thì chắc là cũng có rất là nhiều bạn tiếng Anh rất là giỏi, nhưng mà có một số bạn thì có thể nghe chưa rõ về đường truyền. Vì sau đấy thì Khánh Vi xin nhắc lại 3 phần thử thách chính của Quake Up. Đó là phần thứ nhất, khi các bạn đến chơi với Quake Up thì chúng ta sẽ được trải qua những phần thử thách sau đây. Phần thứ nhất là phần nhận diện âm mang tên Guess
The words.
Yeah, guess the words, nhận diện âm. Thì mỗi đội sẽ phải nói cho đội đối phương biết nó phải phát âm thật đúng để sao cho đội đối phương có thể đoán được từ khóa của chương trình. Phần thứ hai đó là phần thi mang tên clear, phát âm rõ ràng.
Clear your voice.
Yes. Và Cracker có cung cấp một cỗ máy thông minh, intelligent machines. Và bí mật về cỗ máy này thì chắc là không bao giờ được tiết lộ đâu ạ. Chỉ có những người trong team sản xuất mới biết được cỗ máy thông minh đấy là từ đâu ra, nó là gì. Nhưng mà nó có một khả năng rất là tuyệt vời, đó là khả năng nhận diện được cái từ mà người chơi phát âm nó có đúng hay là sai. Và nếu như các bạn phát âm sai thì cỗ máy sẽ không nhận diện được, và các bạn phát âm đúng thì yes, bingo, bạn được điểm. Và phần chơi thứ ba mang tên nói xoắn lưỡi.
Tongue twister.
Yes. Như là phần vừa rồi thì cô Lisa và Khánh Vi vừa làm là chương trình sẽ mang đến cho các bạn 2 câu nói xoắn lưỡi, và nhiệm vụ của các đội trong các cặp thi đối kháng là phải hoàn thành xong câu nói xoắn lưỡi trong vòng dưới 10 giây, không được vấp váp một tí nào. Tức là chương trình đưa những người chơi của chúng ta lên từ từ, lên cầu thang từ thấp đến cao hơn nữa, thử thách càng ngày càng khó, nhưng mà đảm bảo sau khi tham gia 3 thử thách này thì cả 4 người chơi sẽ đi về nhà với một tâm trạng cực kỳ thoải mái và tự tin, bởi vì chúng tôi đã được trải qua một khóa huấn luyện cực kỳ hài hước, vui vẻ. Yeah, I just said that if the contestant coming to the show, they will leave the show with a comfortable feelings and confidence because they have just been through a intensive training with so much challenges, but so much fun.
Right.
Because we are close, right?
Yeah. I think we're all very comfortable and happy to be there and having fun while we do it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I think it also, I don't know if you mentioned the anchor where we show foreigners and Vietnamese people. And
That's interesting.
many of the contestants feel this gives them comfort because then they realize like, hey, I'm not alone struggling with English.
Yes.
And this is what you need to know is that you're not alone. And another thing that's going to help you is to think, okay? Fighting. To think. Right? You need to have confidence.
Yeah.
And that's going to help you a lot. And I think that the whole of Vietnam can grow if you just believe in yourselves a little more. I believe in you.
Oh my God, it's just like a presidential speech. That's right. Từ tự tin là từ mà Khánh Vi đã dạy cho cô Lisa rồi nha. Tự tin, đúng rồi. Khi mà chúng ta cảm thấy tự tin về bản thân mình thì không có gì mình có thể không vượt qua được. Như là cô Lisa vừa chia sẻ là trong chương trình thì có một phần tên là clip enquête. Đó là lúc mà ekip sản xuất sẽ đi ra ngoài trường quay và sẽ phỏng vấn những khán giả Việt Nam và khán giả nước ngoài của chương trình về việc các bạn sẽ phát âm cái từ này ra sao, các bạn sẽ phát âm các bạn sẽ đọc những câu nói xoắn lưỡi này ra sao. Và phải công nhận được rằng là khán giả Việt Nam thì có một số bạn rất là thành công trong việc trải qua những thử thách trong clip enquête của chương trình, nhưng có một số bạn thì phát âm hoàn toàn sai và các bạn chưa biết gì nhiều về tiếng Anh. Có một điều đặc biệt hơn nữa, đó là kể cả người bản địa, the native speaker, they make mistakes.
Yeah, as well, definitely.
It's
a hard language.
Kể cả người bản địa họ cũng đã phát âm rất là sai, họ không biết cách nói những câu nói xoắn lưỡi và họ cảm thấy rất là khó. Cho nên là các bạn ạ, về việc học mình chưa giỏi tiếng Anh thì các bạn không hề cô đơn trên quãng đường đấy. Bởi vì cũng có rất là nhiều người xung quanh chúng ta chưa thành thạo tiếng Anh. Nhưng mà quan trọng là chúng ta phải tự tin lên, chúng ta biết được rằng chúng ta chưa giỏi thì chúng ta sẽ học. Và chúng ta học thì chúng ta sẽ giỏi và chúng ta sẽ thực hành được tiếng Anh trong rất nhiều khía cạnh của cuộc sống. Và đó là lý do vì sao mà chương trình Crack Come Up này được dựng lên, was established và mang lại cho các bạn những kết quả thiết thực nhất về những cách phát âm tiếng Anh. So, everyone can take part in the show, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of ages?
Well, I suppose so.
Yeah,
Sure.
I definitely think so. Regardless of ages, regardless of where you're from, what you do. But what is exactly needed to take part in the show?
I definitely think a passion for wanting to learn English.
Yeah.
And what I have seen in all of our contestants is a great sense of humor and team spirit.
Yeah.
And I think if you bring that to the show, then you'll have a wonderful time.
Yes, definitely. Các bạn ạ, có rất là nhiều người hỏi Khánh Vi và cô Lisa là này, em không biết gì về tiếng Anh nhá, em chưa bao giờ học tiếng Anh. Ôi thế thì đúng rồi, các bạn hãy đến với Question Mark. Bởi vì chương trình không yêu cầu những người chơi của chúng tôi phải đạt đến một trình độ tiếng Anh nào đấy thật là xuất sắc, thật là giỏi. Bởi vì đây là show dạy về phát âm, dạy về cách nói tiếng Anh. Cho nên là kể các bạn chưa tự tin về khả năng tiếng Anh thì hãy đến với chương trình, bởi vì chúng tôi sẽ giúp các bạn cải thiện cái khả năng đấy. Và điều quan trọng hơn cả là hãy tự tin và có một khiếu hài hước, cảm thấy có thể quẩy được, có thể troll được với nhau và có một cái sự tinh thần đồng đội thực sự là cao, thì chắc chắn Question Mark là dành cho bạn. Và hãy đăng ký với Question Mark bất kể bạn bao nhiêu tuổi, bất kể bạn đến từ đâu, bất kể bạn làm gì, miễn là bạn có một niềm đam mê về tiếng Anh và có một sự nhiệt huyết trong việc nâng cao khả năng tiếng Anh của mình ngày một tăng lên theo thời gian.
Should we show the audience some members some words that they might find interesting? So I've got some words here that the audience might find interesting to see how Vietnamese people struggle to say them and how we can try and say them correctly.
Yes, definitely.
I've got 5 words here. Let's see how we go.
5 từ này dễ sai lắm nha. Không phải là ai cũng đọc đúng đâu.
Let's see if we can pronounce them correctly as well.
No, should prepare it.
No,
Okay.
I'm kidding. I know you will. You're great. Okay, so here's our first word. How do you think that this word is pronounced? Okay, các em, what do you think? V?
I would pretend to be me about 7 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When I had no idea about English.
Yeah.
And if I see this word, nếu mà Khánh Vi nhìn từ này và lúc Khánh Vi chưa học gì tiếng Anh, Khánh Vi sẽ nghĩ là cháo. Và Việt Ki nó bị sai, Việt Ki nó bị lỗi.
Yeah, yeah.
Cháo.
Chaos. Chaos.
Or like chaos.
Chaos. Okay.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Chaos. Let's see. Chaos, chows, and chows. Okay. Chows.
Chaos.
Yes.
Chaos. Chaos. Very good.
Very good.
Well, I mean that's a good. I mean that's a good estimation of how maybe a Vietnamese student without any experience like you would say. That's good student.
Thanks,
Bad
teacher.
student. Good student.
Good student.
Okay, so in fact that this word, first of all, let's start with the beginning sound here. Ch is actually pronounced in this case as k, 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 k. All right, now let's have a look. This word, how many syllables do you think there is? I will pronounce it correctly for you, and I'd like you to know how many syllables and then where is the stress in this word? Chaos.
Chaos.
Chaos. How many syllables, V? Chaos.
Dear teacher, there are 2 syllables in this word.
My best student.
I learned this.
Yes, so there are 2 syllables and trong âm ở đâu? Biết các em? Trong âm ở đâu?
Chaos.
Is it chaos or chaos? Yes, my student, what is it?
Yes, dear teacher, I think the stress is on the first syllable.
Oh, đúng rồi. Trong âm
Medium.
số 1.
Medium.
Medium.
Yeah.
Medium. Okay,
Yay!
that's 10 points to her. Yes. Okay, so right, it is on the first stress.
Chaos.
Yeah. I'd like you to listen carefully and say it with us, okay? Chaos.
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 Very good. Thank you very much.
Next word.
Okay, before we get to the next one, I just want to quickly remind everyone, because you're very good with your ending sounds, but many of our students aren't. Don't forget our ending sound. What do you say in Vietnamese? Đừng
quên phát âm cuối, đúng rồi. Âm cuối rất là quan trọng.
Okay, don't forget it. Good. That is the word chaos. Now,
Chaos.
I have a very tricky one.
Really?
Quite a difficult one. Okay, let's have a look.
Oh.
So now, if you did not know much about English, how would you pronounce this word?
Nếu mà Khánh Vi không biết gì nhiều về tiếng Anh mà mới gặp từ này nhá, Khánh Vi sẽ phát âm theo kiểu acoustic. Acoustic.
Acoustic.
Or like acoustic. 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 Yes. Or acoustic. Acoustic.
Acoustic. Acoustic.
Acoustic.
Maybe?
Acoustic. Yes, in Vietnam they say, like in Vietnamese English, acoustic. Một bản acoustic. Acoustic version. How to say this correctly?
Right, that is quite a difficult one because of the letters that we have here. But in fact, it is pronounced acoustic.
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 Right, thank you, V. Acoustic. Which means that, where is the stress? Trong âm ở đâu? Từ ở đây. Listen carefully. Acoustic. Yes, yes.
Teacher, I know.
Oh, okay. Yes, my student. What is the answer?
Yes, the stress is on the second syllable.
Đúng rồi. It is on the second syllable over here. Okay. Acoustic.
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 Right. So this is, in fact, không nói không phải. It's ngắn. Okay.
Yeah.
Very soft and short. Okay.
Acoustic.
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 Okay, remember that there's a k sound there. And over here, uzai. Acoustic.
Acoustic.
Now at the end we have a difficult consonant combination. St. And đừng bỏ còi.
Yes. Đừng bỏ âm cuối.
Đừng bỏ còi.
Đừng bỏ âm cuối. Đến bây giờ khi mà học tiếng Anh được khá là lâu rồi nhá. Kiểu đã từ lâu lắm rồi mình không được học theo kiểu cách phát âm từng từ một như ngày nhỏ. Bây giờ quay trở lại với việc này thì mới thấy là mình đọc sai rất là nhiều từ, và cái việc học phát âm từng từ này với cô giáo người bản xứ rất là quan trọng, và it helps me a lot even though I know English. Yes.
Thank you. All right. So again, listen carefully. I'm going to say it 3 times. Acoustic.
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 Right.
Các bạn ở nhà các bạn đang xem livestream có đang đọc theo mình không ạ? Đọc theo cô không ạ?
Okay.
Very fun.
Now, if you are learning English, I think you might have seen this word quite often because of the schools that teach English. Have you seen that word before?
Oh, if a student who doesn't know anything about English,
Please.
come breathe.
Come breathe.
Come breathe. Yeah, come breathe. Come breathe. Yeah. Many students pronounce this word like come breathe.
Come breathe.
Học sách come breathe.
Come breathe.
Mày mua sách come breathe về mà học đi. What is Cambridge?
Okay.
There's no word like Cambridge.
Yeah, but what do you know what this word actually is? What does it mean? Do you
Cambridge, yeah. Is a city
know? Yes.
from UK.
Yes, very good. She nearly doubted herself there,
Yeah.
but she got it right.
Yeah.
It is a city in England. So it is quite difficult because it looks like a but sai rồi không nói a. Okay. A. Okay. A came. Very good.
Cambridge.
Then we have a difficult consonant combination over here. Bruh.
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 Right. And ingan. And over here, khó nhé. J.
Ja.
Right. All together, Cambridge.
Cambridge.
Right. Vi ơi.
Dạ.
Chúc âm ở đâu? Good night.
Cô biết là em rất là tệ khoản trọng âm ấy. Cambridge.
Nghe nhé. Cambridge. Listen carefully. Is it Cambridge or Cambridge?
Cambridge. The first syllable.
Yeah, very good. So the stress is on the first syllable. Cambridge. Excellent. And don't forget that difficult ending sound. Ho, quay.
Cuối.
Quay.
Do you know that there are many Cambridge books in Vietnam, and many students use that book, those books to learn. Lúc đầu, Khánh Vi còn nhớ là một lần Khánh Vi đọc là Cambridge, đọc theo một thói quen với cô Ly rồi là Cambridge. Thì cô bảo, no, it's Cambridge, not Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, teacher. Got it? Copied?
Cambridge, no.
Cambridge.
Cambridge.
Đừng bỏ quên năm cuối. Don't forget the ending sound. Cambridge, nah, it's Cambridge.
Good. Okay, now this one looks pretty easy, but I don't think that it is. Remember, a problem with learning English words by just looking at them is we cannot pronounce them by the way they look.
Yeah.
We can only pronounce them by their IPA in the dictionary.
Definitely.
This is not how we say it. Okay, V, give it to
Okay.
me.
For example, like it reminds me of like strawberry is berry, blueberry is berry,
Yeah.
but blurberry is not blurberry, but it's a bubberry.
Yeah.
Bubberry. For
Burberry.
this word, many students will pronounce like booty,
Booty.
booty,
Booty.
buddy,
Boozy.
boozy, buzzy, buddy.
Okay.
But actually, the true way of pronunciation of this word is
Very good. Thank you. That was a great
Yeah.
introduction to it. It's berry. Berry.
berry.
Okay, sounds more like B-E-R-I and not B-U. Why
Yeah.
you? Why?
It's
When we say
berry,
berry. Berry.
Berry.
Right. Trong âm ở đâu? Vi ơi.
Dạ bé ạ.
Ah. Very good. Ở đây. Trong âm số 1. Yes.
Berry.
In berry.
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 Right. Remember it's an E sound.
Berry.
Be. Be.
Be.
Berry.
Berry.
Right. Very good. Đúng rồi. Okay, I only have one more word, V. One more word, and then you can relax. But this word might make you hungry.
What is that word?
Oh.
Nhiều người trong chúng ta sẽ phát âm là pizza.
Ah,
Tôi thèm
yes.
ăn pizza. But that is the way Vietnamese people pronounce it in a
Yeah.
daily life, and I
Yeah.
think that's quite okay. Pizza, ăn pizza,
Pizza.
pizza hoặc là pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Pizza.
Mm.
But I know the true way of pronouncing it.
Okay, the true way of pronouncing this word is pizza.
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 Yeah, it is a z, but we don't drag it out too much. It's nearly like a broken z. Z.
Pizza.
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 Yeah. So just make sure you got, it's like saying a z and a z. Z. Z.
Z.
Right? Pizza.
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 Is.
Right. Pizza.
Pizza.
Right. So this is ngắn, right? Không phải à, right? Or a. Không phải. It's pizza.
Pizza.
Right. So what does that mean? Where is the stress in that word, my good student? Pizza.
It's the first.
Right. How would it sound if the stress was on the second syllable?
Pizza.
Yeah, right. So, very good example. The stress is in fact on the first syllable. Pizza.
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 Woo! So those are all the words I have for you today to just show a little bit of how Vietnamese student might get that wrong, but also how we can help them make it right.
Yes, definitely. Wait for a moment. I would take a clapperboard here.
Oh,
And
so
we're going to
fancy.
move to another part, which is the ending.
Oh,
Which
really?
is the close, actually. Hành vi mới brief lại trong đầu là hôm nay trong buổi livestream thì mình có những phần gì nhỉ? Đầu tiên là mình sẽ interview, mình sẽ có phần trò chuyện với cô Lizo. Phần thứ hai là phần cô Lizo sẽ dạy cho chúng ta cách phát âm một số từ có khả năng phát âm sai bởi một số bạn học sinh học tiếng Anh tại Việt Nam. Và cái thứ ba đó là câu nói xoắn lưỡi tongue twister mà vừa rồi cô Lizo vừa cho Khánh Vi đọc. And now there's a pity, đó là livestream của mình gần hết nhưng mà Khánh Vi vẫn chưa muốn đọc cái này đâu. I don't want to use it now because I really want to talk to more audiences who are watching and spending time with us.
Yeah.
That's such a luck of us.
Right. We're so lucky,
Yeah.
and thank you so much for joining us. It was
Yes,
so
definitely.
nice to see all of you here this evening.
Yes, và các bạn thân mến, we should conclude again about the show.
Yeah.
So Cry Come Up là một show, is a new show about pronunciation on VTV7, right?
Yeah, it is, and it will be aired every week.
Vậy what is the exact day? Ngày phát sóng cụ thể của Cry Come Up đó là vào ngày Chủ nhật. Một ngày đẹp trời, nắng xinh xinh. Ngày Chủ nhật là khi mà chúng ta được giải lao, được nghỉ ngơi. Và đó là lý do vì sao mà trong ngày đấy Cry Come Up sẽ phát sóng vào tầm 3 khung giờ nhá. 3 khung giờ các bạn nhớ nhé. Khung giờ thứ nhất là vào 7 giờ sáng, khung giờ thứ hai là vào 5 giờ chiều, và khung giờ thứ ba là vào 9 giờ tối. Tức là các bạn có thể xem Quay Come Up. Yes,
9 giờ
các bạn có thể xem Quay Come Up vào bất cứ lúc nào vào ngày Chủ nhật. Và đương nhiên chúng tôi sẽ phát sóng lại ở trên YouTube và đăng tải những số đã phát sóng rồi ở Quay Come Up trên YouTube và trên fanpage của VTV7. Cho nên là VTV7, so sorry I mispronounced that word in Vietnamese. So, về mọi thông tin phát sóng cũng như là về mọi thông tin casting tuyển người chơi thì các bạn hãy liên hệ vào trang fanpage của VTV7, cũng như là các bạn có thể vào trên trang cá nhân của Khánh Vi hay là cô Lizzie và Khánh Vi thì có thể hỏi về những thông tin của chương trình Quay Come Up, bởi vì chúng tôi sẵn sàng trả lời tất cả những câu hỏi của quý vị gửi tới cho chúng tôi. Và các bạn nhớ nhá, hãy tự tin về bản thân và hãy đăng ký tham gia Quay Come Up, bởi vì Quay Come Up chào đón tất cả mọi người. We welcome all of you to be a part of the show.
Yes.
And we're gonna rock the show.
Rock the show.
Put on the show.
Put on the show.
Rock the show.
Rock the show.
I don't want to say goodbye.
Oh, me, we have to go.
How many times we have completed this? 40.
Okay, it's enough.
40 minutes is just like one class period of you, right?
Yeah.
40
Wow.
phút là bằng một tiết học rồi đấy. Thì ngày hôm nay chúng ta cũng học được 5 từ khóa rồi còn gì. Mà nghe cô Lizzie nói là cũng kiểu luyện nghe luôn. Khánh Vi được nghe suốt ngày được nghe cô Lizzie nói, luyện nghe. Okay, so yeah, rất tiếc nhưng phải nói lời tạm biệt và các bạn nhớ ủng hộ Quay Come Up nhé. Bởi vì là cả ekip sản xuất của Quay Come Up thì luôn tâm huyết để mang lại những số phát sóng tuyệt vời nhất cho quý vị và các bạn. Và hãy theo dõi Quay Come Up, tham gia Quay Come Up và chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau học tiếng Anh và phát triển khả năng tiếng Anh của mình. Okay, and now is the closing time. Goodbye for now, see you again.
See you, hẹn gặp lại.
Do it one more time for each other.
Boom, boom, boom.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Hello. Welcome to English in a Minute. So today's word phrase, to take a shot at somebody. So when you think shot, think of maybe like a gun, like you're shooting a gun, you shot a gun. And if you shoot someone with a gun, it's gonna hurt. So think of the phrase as like you're hurting someone emotionally or you're being very critical of someone. So again, to take a shot at somebody, you're hurting them emotionally or being critical. So for example, I was hanging out with my friends a while ago, and one of my friends, he was saying some stories that really hurt me. And I felt like he was taking a shot at me. He was trying to make me feel very upset, and he was just being so critical, and it really bothered me.
What's up, Justin?
Vigs, I wanted to meet you because there's some things that I want to talk to you about. Because last week when we got dinner with our friends, you said some things to me that were kind of hurtful. Like you really took a shot at me. And it's been bothering me, so I just want to talk about that with you today.
Really?
Yeah.
I just said something mean to you?
You did, yeah. I felt hurt, really hurt.
If so, I'm so sorry, Justin. I didn't mean so.
I appreciate your apology, V. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much.
Still good friends?
Yeah, we're good friends. Good enough.
Yeah.
So for you guys, remember to take a shot at somebody. So again, being hurtful or critical of someone. So you're being mean to them. So you guys have a great day. Make sure you practice. I'll see you later. Take care. Goodbye.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Này bạn, cố lên, học chăm quá. Tuyệt vời, giỏi, tuyệt vời, đỉnh. Thêm một tí nữa thôi, con viên từ mới học. Một từ mới mà một từ mới mà bạn đã học được trong bài. Yay! Yo! Study IELTS with IFO. Mày về sửa nhá Sơn. Wow, bạn đã học được gần 1 giờ rồi. Cố lên. Hard work pays off, guys.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Oh, it's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and the emptiness you found will disappear. Yeah, and then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. I know dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away.
Just hold on, there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find your way.
And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth. The hero lies in you. Hero lies in you. Hero lies in you. Look inside and see that a hero lies in you. I know dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away.
Just hold on, there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find your way.
It's never been easier to purchase IELTS books with the show. Just go to tiki.vn, and with just one mouse click, you'll be able to find the perfect IELTS books you've been waiting for. Purchase anywhere and receive discounts. Go to tiki.vn and buy. It's a beautiful day in Hanoi, and it's also a beautiful day to have another episode of IELTS Face-Off. Thank you. I have a clue. Let's see. I think it's about finding the differences in here. So there's one difference, two differences, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a lot. Maybe today's episode is about differences, to be able to find differences, or to be able to recognize differences, or to create differences. Maybe. Because there's a lot of different ethnic groups, you know, different types of groups of people, different occupations, and just different beliefs. So I think today is about differences. But let's see who the guest is today.
My name is Lu. I used to work for the Center of Disability Research and Capacity Development, which is a local non-governmental organization working to improve the quality of life for people with disabilities. In 2010, I got a full scholarship from the Ford Foundation to study Master in Social Work at Washington University. After coming back, I am more active not only in organizational management, but also in disability rights. In addition, I provide disability trainings for social work students.
Guys, she is a friend. Let's go. I can't wait to meet her. Well, today we're going to be talking about people who make difference. And what better way to talk about making a difference than actually to be here with my very special friend. I've known her for 10 years now, right? Lon Lu. And thank you so much for coming, Ji. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So, you know, talking about being part of this whole society, you had polio when you were a little girl. And can you tell us a little bit about this polio experience?
When I was born, and I have no disability. When I was 1 year old, fever, sick, and I couldn't stand up. And my parents, at that time, they took my sister to go to Long Xuyên City, also for a treatment. And when they came back and they saw I couldn't stand up, my parents took me to see the doctors. And luckily, I cannot stand like other childs. But luckily, I just have the one leg weak, and the other is strong. Yeah, so that's why I can walk slowly. Yeah.
So, when you graduated from university, did you have difficulties looking for a job?
Yes, people without disabilities, they are more easier to find job rather than people with disabilities. Before 2000s, the disability stigma is still there. When we seeking job, many employers think they could need more support for people with disabilities, a lot for the expenses or more effort to support for people with disabilities. So they hesitate to hire people with disabilities. And they still have some discrimination, and the physical environment is not friendly for people with disabilities. Yeah.
So you started DRD in 2000, I remember correctly, 2005, right?
Yeah, 2005.
Yeah, so Disability Resource and Capacity Development. Now you're one of the co-founders of that. And was the difficulty in searching for a job, were those the factors that led you to start this group?
Before I started with DRD, I had facing many challenges to find a job. The year 2000, I nearly gave up about seeking job. My parents asked me to go back hometown, just like do business like my brother and sister. But I asked them, okay, gave me 3 months to find job in Ho Chi Minh City. Luckily, I applied to the hành company. The company provides the service for elderly and people with disabilities. I remember we just organized 2 services for people with disabilities, like the traveling service for them, let them explore the outside. And at that time, the director, and she said the company cannot run the service like that. Yeah, and she asked to come and discuss how to continue the company. And then we came with the first service is the peer counseling service. With the peer counseling service, and we came to the hospital, we can share our experience with the those patients who got the traffic accidents or the work
hazard
the
accidents,
yeah. And we also provide them some services to support for people with disabilities.
I would say there are two types of people, right? The ones who are born with some kind of disability, and the ones that actually get it later in life. Often I see the ones that get it later in life tend to be a lot more, I would say, broken down by disabilities. Do you see that? And do you see a difference between the people that are born with them and the people that develop them later on in life?
Mm-hmm. Yes, the people was born with the disabilities, or they have the disability when they was a child. They facing with many challenges earlier, and they know how they can overcome or deal with the situation. The others, they had the accident, and they also don't know how to deal with the disability because they also don't know the resources around them to support for people with disability. Yeah. So that's why, and they feel more disappointed. Yeah, and they easy for them to think about to kill themselves. If they know how to use the resources around them and feel more confident to live with the disability, and I think they will interact better than the others.
In terms of the resources for people with disabilities in Vietnam, in your opinion, what are some of the resources that should be provided to the people with disabilities here in Vietnam?
For the accessibility buildings, the first one, we have the accessible ramps. The second, in the high building, and have the elevator. Inside the elevator, and we have the voice. It's support for people with blind, and the button of the elevator, and we have the rail. It's easy for the blind people, and they can touch and they can know the stair. The third one is the toilet, and they need the white door, more than 80 centimeters. The white door is support for the wheelchair users, can go to inside the toilet, and inside the toilet also really wide enough for them to turn on the wheelchair. And with the toilet bowl, they have the bar. Yeah, for people with disability or the wheelchair user, and easy for them to move from the wheelchair to the boat.
I see. Those are some great things. Now, one of the things that I'm very, very excited and interested to know is a lot of the times in Vietnam, I go on the streets and then I see people who are maybe selling lotto tickets, who might have some disabilities in their arms and their legs. So many disabled people in Vietnam are doing jobs that are not necessarily high value to them or high value to the economy or society. What do you think about that?
Many people with disabilities earn money by selling lottery tickets because they, unluckily, and they have no higher education. They cannot find a job in the factory. They also want to be more independent in the income. Yeah, and they think, okay, they can sell the lottery ticket. Is it the way for them to prove their value? We just told them about the value. Yeah, not allow others people to devalue us.
I guess I need to apologize because the way I was saying it, it was attributing to potentially the types of jobs that they were doing were not necessarily high value. I do absolutely agree with you, and thank you for bringing it up. And then for me to apologize because I think it's important to recognize that all the jobs have value. And thank you for saying that, if this is a job that actually allows them to add value as compared to doing nothing, then it definitely is something that is extremely, extremely precious and valuable. So Chị Lan, what is your favorite book?
My favorite book is the Lenin. So in Vietnam, dấn thân. The author is the series Sandberg.
And why do you like Sheryl Sandberg's book?
She's woman leader, and she's really powerful, and she can share or she can talk to protect women.
It's fantastic. Now, before we go, can you share with us 3 words that you really like in English?
First one, like confident. Second is the empowerment. Yeah. The third is the drive. Yeah.
And with those 3 words, you know, confidence, power, and brave, I think are also very important words. I think there's still a lot of stigma relating to disabilities and people with disabilities, but I'm very, very confident and I'm very optimistic about a future that where parents will teach their kids to not judge others by their physical nature, but to only love and care for others. And people with disabilities and non-disabilities can definitely work and be happy together. All right, thank you, chị Loan, for sharing all of that, and thank you for your work. And I think, you know, we're going to put you to a little bit more work in the next section, in the IELTS challenge. So are you ready for the IELTS challenge?
Okay, thank you.
All right, IELTS challenge coming right up next. We're back here at the IELTS Face-Off studio with our guest Loan Lu, and we are off to the IELTS challenge. The rule of this game is for us to fill this plate with 20 beans and using only the tools provided to us. And we actually have to do a lucky draw to find out which tool we will be using. Okay. So let's get started. All right, so I'm going to pick my first tool. You can pick your tool. Okay, I have chopsticks. Yes. And what do you have?
Spoon.
You have a spoon. Okay. So only 1 bean at a time.
Okay.
Ready? Get set. Go. Oh my goodness! No! Okay, how many do you have? You have more than me for sure.
Yeah.
I have 1, 2.
8.
You have more than 20. You're the winner. You're obviously better at
Because
this.
I have the easy spoon.
You want to try switching and see? Let's do another 45 seconds with you using chopsticks. Let's empty all of this back in.
Okay.
And then me using the spoon and see how we perform. Ready? Get set. Go. Okay, how many beans do you have? Let's count.
25.
Wow, you're good. I have 28.
Okay.
You're still good. Well, thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, it's always such a great pleasure to have you here. All right, guys, it's been a great time with Loan Lu, and we still have more coming, so stay tuned for the next section.
Next on IELTS on the Go, together with Khanh, we're going to meet 2 young students from Hạ Long High School for the Gifted. They're not only amazed by their fluency, but also their journey of practicing English. And of course, we are also so excited for the voice of this week. This boy or this girl will enter the room to confront our IELTS expert in the real-time speaking test. Your favorite part of the show is coming right now.
Are you practicing the IELTS with IELTS Face-Off? Are you racking your brains to find the right IELTS book?
IELTS books are rare to find, mostly out of stock, overpriced.
Well, there's a treasure of IELTS books waiting for you on tiki.vn. Just by logging on to tiki.vn, you can find immediately the IELTS book that you've been searching for. And of course, there are always discounts. Buying books is now so easy with tiki.vn. Just log on to tiki.vn and purchase. Our IELTS expert section, of course, needs an expert. And today we have our very familiar expert. Welcome back, Richard.
Thank you, Phoebe. Great to see you.
Great to see you. So, IELTS on the go. Khánh, take it away. Let's see if our students in Hạ Long are ready for the IELTS.
Hi studio! I'm always excited to be back on IELTS on the go to different places in Vietnam and meet interesting people. And our destination in this episode is Ha Long City. And please say hi to our two cuties.
Hi guys.
Hello, so my name is Hằng and I'm an 11th grader at Ha Long High School for Gifted Students.
My name is Hoàng and I am a 12th grader to be.
Hằng and Hoàng. Let's talk about how you start to realize you're good at English and you decide to specialize in English.
I began learning English since I was in the 1st grade, but up until when I was in the 8th grade, I didn't really like the subject because my mum forced me to study it, so I hated it. But when I was in 8th grade, a teacher told me that I was good at it, and I was kind of shocked to hear it because I always thought I was some kind of mediocre students only. So she kind of gave me the motivation and the interest to learn English more.
It's cool when someone helps us realize what we're good at it.
Yeah.
How about you, our Hoàng?
Well, I started to get acquainted to English when I was 3, and my sister got me to hear the song called Internal Flame. Well, I really liked it, so I started to listen it over and over and over again, and then I started to write down what I could hear. And then my passion for English just kept growing over the years. I never really serious about English up until 8th or 9th grade, when I really started to dig in the academic stuff.
So you guys have to, take a really harsh exam to get to the Ha Long High School for the Gifted, right?
Yeah.
Was it hard?
It was quite hard for me, who hasn't been, really have that much experience with the academic English. But this girl right here, she is good.
Swag. I know that you have just got 2nd prize in English national exam for the Gifted.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, that's cool. How many hours do you spend to achieve that result per day?
I don't really consider English as a subject because I read every day actually. I read lots of books and fan fictions online, so I just kind of live with that language. It's kind of natural, not just something that I have to study and spend lots of time on.
Ha Long is an amazing tourist destination.
Yeah.
You guys must have been looking at a lot of international tourists. Do people here speak English? To communicate with the tourists?
Not
really.
that common.
Yeah.
When I speak to a tourist, she seemed very surprised that there is someone that speaks English.
Really?
You are the first one, she said.
Oh, all right. So, but I think that meeting foreigners and having a try at talking to them is also a good experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, one more thing I would like to ask you, because you all specialize in English and you have a remarkable knowledge of English also. So could you give the viewers some tips in learning English, small tips from your personal experience and process of learning? Starts from Hằng.
Well, I think to learn any language, not just English, you have to learn to love it first. So like me, I learned to love English because I read this book called The Hunger Games by Susan Collins, and it was in English, so I just started to love the language more.
Thank you, our lovely girl. About you?
I know it's very hard at first when you start to know English, so my one advice is try to have patience, because English is very an amazing tool for you guys to figure out all the knowledge that you may not know. So just have patience and hang in there eventually.
Thank you for teaching me awesome knowledge. I love it. I would love to give you a gift, which is one of you would be the one to take part in an IELTS speaking test, an IELTS on the go, IELTS Face-Off. And who would that be?
Yes, we already have the answer.
Who?
Hằng, you mean Hằng?
Yeah.
Huang and I will wish you best luck for your IELTS speaking test in IELTS on the Go. Are you ready? A little bit nervous?
Yes.
But just think that, yeah, we have been going through this, so it's gonna be alright. High five. Good luck.
Thank you.
It will be a piece of cake to you, girl.
So, are you ready to face off, Richard?
I'm ready to face off. Let's go.
Yeah, we have Minh, who decided to challenge herself with the real-time speaking test and becomes voice of this week. How well can she manage the test? We will find out soon. Have you ever wondered how you can manage the time for reading passage? We have all the tips for you to master this skill. And in Book of the Week, we will check out the book called Top Tips for IELTS General Training. Many cool things await, yet all will come to you right now.
Hello, my name is Richard. Can you tell me your name, please?
Hello, my name is Minh Hằng.
Let's start with part one. How will the tourism industry in your country change in the future?
From what I'm seeing, we are opening up and taking in lots of cultures from the outside world. There are lots of projects going on right now, such as the castles on Bà Nà Hills in Đà Nẵng or the Beverly Hills just outside Hạ Long. So you can see that these constructions are more foreign-oriented. So my take is that we are aiming for a multicultural image of the country.
Let's move on to part two. I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. I'd like you to describe an experience when you were late for an event. You have 1 minute for this to take notes.
I'm going to describe one time that I'm late for an important event. This happened actually a very long time ago, and it was the only time I had ever been late for an important event. I was in 3rd grade, and that day was the day for the finals, literature, as I remember still. The exam started at 1:30 p.m., so I was supposed to wake up at 1 p.m. I told my dad to wake me up because I didn't have a phone back then. I couldn't set the alarm. But for some reason, my dad probably thought that I could use some more sleep, so he woke me up at 1:30 instead. Needless to say, I woke up in complete terror. We were rushing at school, and I was furious with my dad, but even more so with myself. Or on the way to school, I was so numb with fear that I couldn't do anything straight. And when I finally got to the classroom, everyone had already taken their seat and the papers had been distributed. I broke down in front of everyone and sobbed into my palms. I was terrified that it was the end of my life. I would never get past 3rd grade. So it was very embarrassing and terrible. I guess that the invigilator took pity on me, and she told me to just take my seat and take the test as normal. Needless to say, the relief and the disbelief that rushed through me were overwhelming. The test went on fine. From that experience, I learned that I could never rely on anyone but myself, so I bought myself a new alarm clock, and I was never late for anything else again.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to part 3. Why do people need to be on time?
I think people need to be on time because it is respectful to others and to themselves to do so. Punctuality is such an important yet overlooked quality in this bubbling age. We are living in an interconnected age. Teamwork is greatly valued and executed everywhere, in every company, every institution, every event. So just imagine if each individual allows themselves just a little bit more time for dallying, and so the team will have to wait for each individual to arrive so they can get the work done. The result will be the work will get done too late for the deadline or will not get done at all. So I believe that people should always be on time.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.
No. How was that?
Not as horrible as I thought.
Oh, but you have tried earlier, so
yeah,
it's not a big deal. And now let's hear some comments from the experts.
So Richard, what do you think of that performance?
It was very interesting to hear her pronunciation. It had a little touch of British accent to it. You know, she had so much to say and so quickly. You know, her mind was so active that she actually, her rate of speech was kind of fast sometimes, and she could have slowed down and chunked it a little bit better sometimes to help her listener understand everything that she was saying. And I'd have to say that her part 3 answers just lost a little bit of coherence because she was asked to talk about areas of world knowledge, and she's such a young person. I think it's natural that someone so young might find it difficult to answer those part 3 questions. One very interesting thing, she had a very extensive vocabulary, and she tripped over on an idiom there at some point. She made a reference to the hubbling, bubbling age, which is adorable, and I intend to use it from now on. Yeah, that was a very small lapse, and overall she is a fantastic user of English at a very young age and has a great future ahead of her.
A round of applause.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Are you proud of your friend?
Extremely.
Extremely. Thank you so much. Before you leave, I have some gifts for you.
Oh, thank
From
you.
BTV7 and British Council. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so lovely to meet you guys here.
Thank you.
So guys, that is our talk with these 2 cuties from Halong City. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned, because we'll be back with the tip and tip section.
In this week's edition of Tips, and Tips, we're going to be talking about time management. So in the reading section, what is your advice to better time manage?
Okay, well, I think that some people would suggest that in the reading part of the exam, you should time yourself very carefully with those 3 parts of the exam. And some people would suggest that setting aside a little more time for the 3rd section. For me, I think it's true actually, but one should experiment with that. So I think that one should try spending a little more time on section 3 and then try it again, spending a little more time on sections 1 and 2, for example, until you find the mix that's right for you. Because firstly, it's a great idea to repeat these exercises again and again. And it takes a little repetition, I think, until you find the mix that's correct for you in that way.
So Richard, do you have any idioms for us this time?
You've ever been in a situation where things are not exactly perfect, but you have to keep smiling? The expression is to grin and bear it. Yeah. I've got another one here. What about, when things are not going so well for you, but again, you just have to persevere. Take the rough with the smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you want more tips, or if you want to have a look at IELTS books that can help you reach your IELTS score, make sure you check out some of our books advice. And this includes all types of books. Check it out.
This book features tips and strategies written by us examiners. It is quite short, only 90 pages, and is easy to understand. There are not as many practice opportunities compared to other books, so it is most effective to use this book in tandem with a practice test focus book to put the strategies and tips into practice. There is a CD-ROM with a full interactive practice test and sample speaking interviews.
You might be wondering, sitting in your room, watching our show, and thinking, where can I get all of those books? It's not difficult to get books nowadays. Check out potentially tiki.vn to discover your books and have them delivered to your door. Why not? All right, thanks Richard for coming by.
Pleasure.
Always.
Thanks so much, Phoebe.
Absolutely. Ooh, I like this idea of rising up from the ground. If we all like to make a difference, I think IELTS Face-Off is definitely a place where I feel like we've made such a big difference. Everybody has a role to play, everybody's making a difference. The show itself is creating a lot of disruption and changes. So tune in, because we really want to be the miracle that inspires everybody to do something better. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome to English in a Minute. Today's word phrase, small fortune. What does this mean? It means a lot of money. So for example, I started a new company. It's been very successful. Currently, I'm making a small fortune.
Justin,
Yeah?
I want to tell you something.
Okay.
I want to get some plastic surgery on my face.
I think that is a fantastic idea because you need a lot of plastic surgery. There's a lot of things that can shine on your face, and it's going to cost a small fortune.
I'm gonna get my nose done.
Good. It's going to cost a small fortune. It's going to be really expensive.
Even though I hate you so much and you're always teasing me, I want to tell you that
Yeah.
money is no problem for me. I have tons of money, so don't worry.
Okay, Khanh, good luck with the plastic surgery. You really need it. Again, small fortune, a lot of money. Make sure you guys practice. I'll see you later. Take care, and tạm
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Hi guys, it's me, Khiêm, and this is another episode of IELTS on the Go in An Giang province. I'm taking a stroll around the Cajun forest of Cha Su, which is one of the largest reserve of forests and faunas in the southwestern of Vietnam. So it will be fair if I have a companion to help me discover this magical land today. Please welcome our special guest, chị Khanh. Yes, so please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, I'm an English teacher living in Long Xuyên City, and today we're gonna show you around Cha Su Forest. Let's go.
Yeah, so let's get on the boat. So you're an English teacher, right? You must be excel at the language. So how did you manage to learn English when you were young?
When I was little, I didn't learn English that much because I grew up in a small village. Yeah. So I started to learn English when I got in high school and in the university.
So that's a lot of effort and hard work, right?
Yeah.
So who do you teach? Who are your students?
My students are little children.
Oh.
Yeah, I teach at the kindergarten in Long Xuyên City.
So I know we all love kids, and when we see them, we're like, oh my god, kids are so cute, I love to play with them, but playing with them and teaching them are totally different, right?
Yeah, it's a whole different story. It requires you to have a lot of patience.
Yeah, so how do you manage to keep them under control and make sure that they learn something by the time they get home? Because I know they're so unpredictable.
Yeah, they are unpredictable, but their cuteness is overload. That's something that helped me a lot. And then there's one more thing that the kids, they cannot concentrate for more than 5 minutes. So the trick that I do is I change the game and change the activity frequently.
So I can see that the learning English in An Giang is now becoming more and more popular, right? So she's one of those people who are making transformation to the education of An Giang. I'm so proud of her. And as a teacher, how do you inculcate the ideas of protecting the environment to your students?
Actually, the kids learn that at the kindergarten. It's getting better now, since now people are more concerned about the environment. So in some activity at school, then the teacher will use practice. They will not use plastic straw anymore. Instead, they will use paper straw and teach the kids to classify garbage.
So do you often take the kids outdoor and give them some field trips so that they can experience hands-on, so that they can have hands-on experience?
Yeah, they do go on field trips sometimes.
So do you intend to maintain your career as a teacher, or do you have another intention of pursuing higher education?
While teaching little kids, I think that the psychology, like the mental health of the little kid, is sometimes like the parents not care about that much. So I think that in the future, I want to pursue a degree more about home and family development, so that I understand more about little kids, and then can teach them better when you understand them.
So after having another degree, you will continue to teach children, right?
Yeah, I'll still working with children though. They're just a very good source of energy.
You're so dedicated and so sacrificed to the kids out there. So that's it for your personal information. And now I want to ask you a little bit more about this wildlife reserve, because it is so huge.
Yeah.
I've never been here before.
So this is Chasu Forest. You can see that there are a lot of cactus trees, and the cactus is water resistant. So it's the best fit for this forest, because as you see that it's flooded. And in Chasu Forest, you can travel by motorboats or the paddle boat.
So do students in Anzang usually visit this place as a field trip or to get to know their environment better?
Yeah, because it's pretty, and when you come here, you can play in the nature. So this is one of the best options for IELTS University students to come and visit, as well as foreigners.
So what about the ecosystem and biodiversity? Because I can see a lot of birds over there and trees over here, so many forests and faunas.
So it's a home for hundreds of different types of trees, birds, reptiles, and this is the best time that you can visit here is 3 last months of the years, like October, September, and December. So the tourists will come here really crowded on these months, and you can see a lot of crane in the dome.
Guys, this sanctuary is incredible. I just want to get lost in this place forever. So if you ever come to Anzang, please make sure that this place is on your list. Hi, we're back. We've been exposed to the incredible nature of this sanctuary, and this place is so huge, so breathtaking. We would like to know more about this place. Can you help us?
Yeah, before telling you about the ecosystem in Chasu Forest, so I would love to introduce you about the bamboo tree. This is one of the, this is the longest bamboo trees in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This bridge?
Yeah, this one.
So about the ecosystem.
About the ecosystem here, so this is the cactus, and the cactus tree will grow from up to 5 to 10 meters, and it's gonna last up to 10 years. It is in use for many different purposes.
So thanks a lot for your information. I can see that's why this place is such an escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. And places like this just remind us of how important it is to protect the environment, right? I just hope that this place wouldn't get too touristy in the future, but if it does, the authorities will find some way to keep it as intact as possible. I noticed that you use some very useful words in your speech, like Kajaput, which is the name of this tree, right? So, and also the ecosystem. I would like to check the pronunciation of those words on my companion Elsa's speak.
Kajaput.
Oh, she got 40. She sounds 40% like a native, not bad when we're surrounded by a lot of noises. And now we'll move on to the second word, ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem. I got 75. So that's the new words for today. Does this place have anything more to offer?
Have you ever paddled before?
I
Have you
haven't.
ever like the paddle boat? So this is a very good chance for you. I'll dare you to use the paddle boat and travel around Char Forest.
Ooh, sounds like a tough one. I just can't wait to do it.
Okay, so let's go.
Now, you guys know what is coming up next, the IELTS on the Go Challenge. Let's follow along Thiện Khiêm and see how he fares in this week's IELTS on the Go Challenge.
I've never paddled before. I'm starting to freak out, so I think I might need some instruction from Mrs. Nhung over there. Her name is Nhung, so she must be paddling very fast.
Đầu tiên em sẽ cầm cái tay em bên trên nó như thế này nè, chụp lên đầu cây dầm. Còn cái tay bên dưới của mình á, mình sẽ chụp ngang cây giữa cây dầm như thế này. Đó, rồi mình bỏ xuống nước, mình phải dùng lực ở đôi cánh tay ha, mình gạt cho nước nó đi tới nào là cái xuồng mình nó sẽ đi tới theo. Ha.
Oh my god, it's much more tiring and more difficult than I expected, but I can do it because Dare to Do is also the motto of IELTS Face-Off Season 5, and if you haven't summoned enough courage to do something, please go do it now because we're young, we're capable, and there's nothing can ever stop us. Oh. Woo! Look at me. Come on. I feel like I can paddle to anywhere in this world. Ooh. The South is famous for the câu hò when paddling, so can you teach me some so I can have more motivation to take us to anywhere in this world?
Gió miền xuôi thổi xuôi miền ngược, cánh chim chìm mỏi mắt đợi mong, bao giờ gió ngược thổi lên, bao giờ anh để bao giờ anh để em ơi đợi chờ.
Gió miền xuôi thổi xuôi miền ngược, cánh chim trôi mỏi mắt đợi mong,
Bao giờ gió ngược thổi lên,
bao giờ gió ngược. Bao giờ gió ngược thổi lên. Bao giờ anh để em thôi đợi chờ. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Oh, she's got a present for me. Oh my god, it's another keyword for today. It's an adjective. Flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. So I'm gonna check the pronunciation of this word with my companion Elsa Speak. Flabbergasted. Oh my god, I got only 53, and this is also a challenge for you. Please open Elsa Speak and pronounce this word and screenshot it. Share it on our fan page, IELTS Face-Off, and the first 5 people to tune in the results and have the highest score will receive a full premium account from Elsa Speak for 3 months. So that's for today. We've had a journey into the wild, the Ketchup jungle, and we've had some biology lesson with Khánh. I've learned to paddle, I've learned to gaho, and excuse my disgusting voice. And thank you a lot for accompanying me today. Do you have some words to say to our viewers and bid them farewell?
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I had a wonderful trip with you. Yeah.
And guys, if you ever have a chance to visit Anjang, please put this place on the list, and it's incredible and you'll never regret it. And now we will be back to the studio, and we'll see you on another episode of On The Go, and stay tuned because we will visit more and more province of the Mekong River Delta. Thank you and see you again. Bye!
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Đỉnh quá Reup ơi, Trang thật sự sắp 10 giờ tới nơi rồi, cố lên nào cả lớp ơi.
Everybody loves the thing you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home. You're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been myself for not long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us so restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears. Nobody told me that you would be here. And I swear you moved overseas. That's what you said when you left me. You still look like a movie, you still sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us so restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. When we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to win me back, everything just takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. Yes, I still care. Do I still care? It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. 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 Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us so reckless. Oh, I'm so mad of getting old and missing so reckless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song when we were young.
Still in Cardiff, and we are at University of South Wales. Welcome back to Studying UK 101 at IELTS Face-Off. Today we're at this beautiful, beautiful hillside university who an alumni claimed to us that he can't walk from his dorm to this library building without seeing everyone from every continent. Now, all this amazing diversity is going to be revealed more on today's episode, so stay tuned for more. Hi, so welcome back after the montage of University of South Wales, and as you see they have a very, very, very scenic little campus over the hills. And also, I know as international students you guys have a lot of questions, so here I am with Lisa. Lisa, can you introduce yourself a bit?
Absolutely. My name's Dr. Lisa Davis, and I'm the Head of International and Partnership Development at the University of South Wales.
So, yeah. Lisa, how long have you been with University of South Wales?
That's a good question. I guess I've been here around 7 years now.
Well, over the course of your 7 years, I bet there has been a lot of memories, but just at the top of your head, what is your absolute favorite thing about University of South Wales?
Do you know, I think that for me, what makes the University of South Wales a great place to work and study is the fact that we make a real difference to our students' lives. So through the way that we teach the courses, our approach to teaching, the way that we embed industrial experience into our program, the facilities that we give our students, it all really helps students grow and develop.
I'm particularly concerned for is international students, because all of my viewers at home is from Vietnam and we're international students, so I do have a few questions on behalf of them. So,
yeah, absolutely. I thought that you might need a bit of an expert, so I'm really pleased to introduce my colleague Tom.
Hi.
And Tom is
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Tom.
One of the people in the university that really does do an awful lot of work to help students specifically from Vietnam and Southeast Asia. So if there's anything you want to know about students from that region and what they need, Tom is very much your man.
That's perfect. Tom, would you like to introduce yourself briefly to the audience?
Sure, absolutely. So hi, I'm Tom. I'm part of the international office here at the University of South Wales.
That's lovely. So before we actually get to settle into the university, there's the application process. So could you tell me a bit about how the application process goes?
Sure, absolutely, yes. So what we really want to do is make sure that the student is supported right from the beginning, even during the application process.
Right.
So whether the student decides to make a direct application to the university or wants to use one of our partners throughout the world, agencies there as well to help support that application, to pull together a personal statement. So we want to see the intention of the student wanting to study, what their ambitions are, why are they interested in our courses and what they want to do in the future.
Is there any type of system that is to support international students?
So the range of support that we provide isn't just academic or social, but financial as well. So we have a range of scholarships available for students. International students coming from Vietnam, as an example, if they're self-funded, are entitled to a £2,500 scholarship for their undergraduate studies. And we want to make sure that that, of course, helps them to settle on into their time at the university. While they are here, we are contacts. We're not just there at the start of things and encourage the students to make their own way. If there's anything the student needs while studying with us, from 1 year to 3, 4 or 5 years, then our office door is always open for the students as well.
To know more about this wide range and all about University of South Wales, you guys need to stay in tuned and continue watching us. So see you soon.
Hi everyone, welcome to University of South Wales. So basically we deal with aircraft maintenance engineering in University of South Wales. As you can see behind me, there's a huge jet stream aircraft we do here. What's the difference between aircraft maintenance and the other courses are, as you can see, the aircraft, and we deal in aviation is about world-class safety and the way how we maintain the aircraft and also how innovative we are. So in aviation, as you can understand, we do globally, and the university does to understand about students to come in and understand what is aviation, how do we deal with all the maintenance and so on.
Hi, I'm Aid Pittman. I'm one of the lecturers here. The unique thing about our course is that we're very hands-on. We teach our students how to use the mind and also the hands. What is unique on our course is that students do a degree, they do a bachelor's level degree, and they also are awarded the licenses that are required to work in the aircraft industry.
Hello there, my name's Dan Taylor. I am the course leader for the BA Business Management degree within University of South Wales Business School. We have a broad portfolio of courses covering things such as general business management, human resource management, marketing, logistics and supply chain management as well. And I think some of our key strengths of the business school itself are very much our ability to link theory and practice. So as students, you'll study a number of theories and frameworks and ideas and concepts in the classroom. What our strengths are is that we link them to their practical application within the workplace. So through certain things like our business clinic, for example, we can engage directly with employers and we allow students in a safe environment to test out those skills that they've learned in the classroom.
So that's it for University of South Wales. Now, as we do with every episode, we invite over a student, a Vietnamese student that is currently at the school and tell us about her experience. Now we have that person right here. And could you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lynn, and I'm studying at University of South Wales.
Hi Lynn. So what major are you studying here in South Wales?
Or I'm studying international business.
Right. So I heard Lynn has been joining a very interesting program. It's called the Top Up program. Can you tell us a bit more about?
So my Vietnamese universities, we have like collaborations with the University of South Wales, so that I can like study in Vietnam 3 years. Then the final years I will come here and finish the program. Then I can have a degree here. So it's like we have only study here 1 year, so we have like more valuable degree.
Wow, that's very interesting. So I heard also that after this program, you're doing your master's here too?
Yeah, that's just my plan, and I hope they will take my applications, and I really enjoy to study here because like I'm used to the environment here.
The weather.
Yeah, the weather
and
friends.
What do you like most academically about the school?
As I mentioned before, I used to this school and I love the people. To be honest, when I came here at the beginning, I feel like a little bit boring because like I'm living in the cities in Vietnam. So when I came here, like every shop, they close around 5 or 6 p.m.
But do you feel like that lifestyle really helps you focus more on your academics?
Yeah, I think so. It's really helped me a lot, so I can read more about the people, the professional one. They like have experience. They have like a reality experience, so I can learn a lot from it.
So if there was one piece of advice you'd like to give our audience, the ones that are hopeful to coming to Wales or coming to University of South Wales, what would it be?
University of South Wales is the perfect place to study because as I mentioned, the staff here, they're friendly and you can meet a lot of people here.
So thank you very much, Lynn, for today. And everybody, that was Lynn's take on University of South Wales. And that concludes the episode of Study in UK 101. So I'll see you guys next week for another episode. And we'll see you very soon.
Study IELTS.
If you have cough, fever, and difficulty breathing, you should wear a mask and seek medical care. If you do not have these symptoms, you do not have to wear masks because there is no evidence that they protect people who are not sick.
The CDC recommends only people with the coronavirus symptoms wear a mask, not the healthy people trying to prevent themselves from getting sick. So what can you do to stay healthy? Health officials still urge you to follow those common cold season practices. The extra caution
unless you are ill, you have no need to buy a mask. And one of the ways that healthy Americans can support our efforts to be there for patients and to be there for healthcare providers is to not purchase masks.
Face mask, a normal item that we often see our mothers and sisters wearing it during summer to block the sunlight. It has now become such a valuable and scarce commodity, which even sparks war among countries. Several countries have scrambled for protective equipment such as masks and gloves. Some have blamed US for playing dirty. Yes, French officials have pointed their finger at the US, saying they were being outbid by Americans paying in cash on the tarmac for face mask shipments from China that already promised by French buyers. Meanwhile, in Berlin, authorities claim that a shipment of 200,000 surgical masks were confiscated by the US at Bangkok airport, calling that the US had committed a modern piracy. As stockpile of face masks dwindle, countries around the world are actually engaging in a global treasure hunt, like those pirates in manga One Piece. And this is upsetting because what we need right now is global leaderships and multilateral organizations to take collective actions on COVID-19. But world powers are just fighting each other. And the US, led by President Donald Trump, is busy accusing Russia, Iran, and particularly China, and some others spreading disinformation about the virus.
Disinformation is coming from random actors around the world, but often too coming from places like the Chinese Communist Party, from Russia, from Iran.
On the latest update, Trump decided to cut American contribution to the World Health Organization after accusing it of pro-China bias.
Today I'm instructing my administration to halt funding of the World Health Organization while a review is conducted to assess the World health organizations' role in severely mismanaging and covering up the spread of the coronavirus.
Meanwhile, the European Union members are barely helping one another, but instead trying to limit export of key medical supplies to nations beyond its borders.
Yes, and I think if world leaders had truly worked together to devise a global strategy for tackling the disease quickly and early, perhaps we would not have witnessed people being infected and dying from the coronavirus at such an alarming rate. We would have not have heard about dead bodies kept in homes or dumped on roadsides as authorities and hospitals are overwhelmed by COVID-19 in Ecuador, or we would have not faced discriminations and racism associating with mask wearing.
Yeah, this virus had revealed an ugly truth about the fact that racism never dies. We saw Asian people face a wave of intense racism during coronavirus outbreak.
This man came up to me and he said, "Trump says all Asians have coronavirus, you disgusting."
The ethical controversy around mask wearing in public schools due to cultural classes and different perceptions between Asian countries and Western countries regarding the use of face masks. Western countries treat wearing masks as a sign of catching the illness and cold, while Asian countries use masks for many different reasons, not only for sickness.
However, as many countries experience sharp increase in coronavirus infections and deaths, as well as number of pre-symptomatically or asymptomatically infected people, the taboo around public mask wearing has lifted. Many European nations and even the US are starting to adopt the wearing of masks in public to stem the coronavirus outbreak. However, racism associated with masks remains, but with different connotation and shift to different group of people. It is Black people.
Hey, so we were in Walmart and what's this, Wood River? In Wood River, Illinois. This officer right here behind us just followed us in the store. You just video. He said we can't video, but he just told us we're on body cam. He just followed us from outside, told us that we cannot wear masks. There's a presidential order, there's a state order, and he's following us right now to the store. We're being asked to leave for being safe. Hey, so coronavirus is real. This police officer just put us out for wearing masks and trying to stay safe.
Hell no.
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah,
that's fucked up, right?
That clip you just watched was done by two black men in surgical masks, filming themselves as the police officers were kicking them out of a Walmart in Wood River, Illinois. Although the US had changed its stance on public mask wearing, and CDC has suggested all people, including healthy people, to wear masks in public, Black people are afraid they will become a target of racism for wearing masks. These fears are not unfounded. The United States had a long history of making assumptions and judgments and associating African Americans wearing masks or face coverings with gang activities.
Yes, and a Black man tweeted that he doesn't feel safe wearing any kind of face coverings because he's afraid he will become a target of harassment by the police. For many Black people, they want to stay safe from the virus, but they also want to avoid racial profiling and harassment by the police. The ethical issues associated with mask wearing remain strongly. A trivial item like a face mask has now become so powerful that it can shape our behaviors toward each other, but also can bring out the best in people. There are many luxury fashion brands such as Prada and Louis Vuitton are retooling to manufacture surgical face masks in response to the shortage caused by COVID-19. Yves Saint Laurent and Balenciaga have begun productions of cotton face masks. Other brands, including COS, Zara, and Mango, have also committed to making the surgical mask and promised to donate millions of masks and medical-grade respirators to replenish dwindling supplies.
Yes, I do believe that rare occasions do not make heroes, they simply unveil them to allies. As usual, we always want to remind you that Vietnam has been doing so well in this fight against COVID-19 pandemic. And for those who are from 12 province group, which are deemed to have a high risk of COVID-19 infections, please stay home, stay safe, and stay updated with us. So we are Thanh Vân
and Thu Dương from IFO News. Goodbye and see you soon.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Hello everyone, how are y'all doing tonight? How is everyone? Feeling so far so good? Can I hear a yeah? Can I hear a bigger yeah? That's the spirit. So before I begin my speech, I would like to send my biggest and most sincere thank you to the TEDx UEF for organizing such a meaningful event and for allowing me to be here. So please everyone, can you give them a round of applause for bringing us together tonight? So hello everyone, my name is Anh and I've been to 21 countries. And to me, traveling is a great teacher of life. It enriches us greatly. Whenever we step out to see the world, to meet new people, to get acquainted to different cultures, to try and taste new cuisine, or just simply to breathe in a strange environment, we are learning. And learning through traveling comes naturally. We don't have to try anything too hard. We just need to lose ourselves into the hands and the arms of a strange environment. And today I will share with you my 3 stories that I learned from my travel journey. The first story is to be adaptable. And now I will share with you one of the things that I am very, very, very proud of when it comes to my traveling history. I've been to the police station of 3 foreign countries. I know, I will repeat. I have been to the police station of 3 foreign countries. And I guess that makes me somewhat an international criminal, maybe? Maybe the MC must have introduced me as an international criminal to you. But please don't make it in a headline. Anyway, so the first time was in Belgium because our rented car got scratched by another car and we need to go to the police station to have a document to bring back to the rental company so that we don't have to pay for the damage. The second time happened in Real Madrid in Spain because our stuff was stolen. But luckily, the police has caught the thief, so we don't lose anything. We didn't lose anything. The third time was in Singapore, and it was last weekend. And it was actually because of this event that I had to change entirely my script for TEDx. Because this story resonates with me so much that I have to share it with you. I was on a cruise trip, and one of my crew members touched another woman on the cruise as a friendly gesture. Let me tell you the story. So we were kind of blocking the area, and there was this lady that wanted to go through, and my friend, one hand, he was pointing the direction. The other hand, he was sort of patting on the lady's back as saying, please, you can go. So for me, and I guess for the majority of us, this gesture can be seen as normal to our cultures. However, to her culture, it is a violation. And she was very angry with us, with him. So we had to go, and she filed a police report. So we have to go to the police station to give testament about the accident. So after this accident, I realized that every culture is different. Every place has a different set of norms. Whenever we go out, we have to learn, we have to understand about the circumstances, about the cultures of the place that we are going to, so that we can fit in and we can adapt. And adaptability is a critical skill in our life, and it can be applied in many situations in life, not just traveling. When we change our schools or when we change our jobs or change our locations, we need to adapt to the new circumstances in order to fit in and in order to grow. But what is great about traveling is that the more you travel, the more you explore the unknown, the more you will be adaptable. You will develop a package of standard social interactions that helps you interact and connect with any human being on this planet. So my first lesson is to be adaptable. For my second lesson, I will introduce you to a definition that my family comes up with. It's called stupid money. Or in Vietnamese, we will say tiền ngu. So what is stupid money? It happens whenever we travel and we miss our flight, or when we miss our train, or when we book for the wrong things, or when we waste our money on stupid or irrelevant things, which happen a lot, believe me. As a person who travels considerably, I cannot tell you how many times I have missed the train or the buses or the flights. I know for a fact that I have missed at least one flight. I have booked the wrong flight at least one time as well. When it was supposed to go from A to B, I booked from B to A for 4 people, and I had to bear the entire cost of that trip. So, how to deal with this situation, right? So as a perfectionist, I know that this particular lesson is very difficult for me because I like to plan things, and I like that things to go the way that I planned. So when it doesn't go the way it should be, I feel irritated, I feel upset, and ended up ruining the entire trip. So for me, the key to overcome this problem is first to understand that there will always be at least one stupid event like this. There will always be at least one event with the stupid money like this. So when it happens, I don't have to feel irritated. I can just calmly find my calmness and let it go, and then focus on the next steps. Focus on how to move on from that, to book the next flight, to book the next train, or to find a way to the next destination. So flexibility is a critical skill in our life as well, and we need to learn how to be flexible. Flexibility is not just the way we act, but it is also the way our mind works. We have to understand that not everything in life can go perfectly the way it is planned. There will always be a small percentage of error, and we need to embrace this uncertainty and then to act fast and rapid and flexibly on this uncertainty. So be flexible. For my third lesson, this is also my most important lesson, the one that resonates with me in all aspects of life, which is to be grateful. And I learned this lesson the most after COVID, and nowadays when it is much more difficult to travel. So now if I have the chance to go out, and if there are small inconveniences happening to me, I will calmly learn how to let it go. Because every time we get to travel nowadays, it's a luxury, it's a chance, it's an opportunity, it's a privilege to go out and explore the world. So don't take traveling for granted anymore. And most importantly, be grateful for all the things that you have learned during the trips. Sometimes on a trip, you will not know that it could be the last time that you experience a thing like that. For example, the friends that went traveling with you, they could go study abroad, they could go live abroad, or they could get married and they will not hang out with you anymore. Things like that can happen. It's called the unpredictability of life, and we have to accept it. And so whenever we get the chance to travel, we have to fully enjoy it. We have to treasure every moment during our travels, every moment, the ups and the downs. And most importantly, we have to be grateful for this opportunity to go out, to explore the world, and to learn more about the world surrounding yourself and about yourself. I am grateful for all the time I get to travel with my friends and my family. I am grateful for all the friendships and the connections that I made during my trips. I am grateful for all the lessons, the experiences, the ups, the downs, because these are the things that make me who I am today, that shape the personality that I am, that give me motivation, that give me passion, that give me strength, that give me history, that give me characteristic, that give me the past, the present, and the future. And most importantly, they give me the opportunity to stand here with you. Thank you.
Now it's time to study IELTS.
Giờ thì không nói it's time to study IELTS nữa rồi, mà đã đến lúc phải nói lời chào tạm biệt nhau rồi. Bởi vì những bạn khán giả đã giữ sóng đến tận bây giờ, xứng đáng là những thiên thần của một buổi tối. Một buổi tối thì tụi mình sẽ cố gắng livestream từ 8:15 cho đến đâu đó khoảng 10:30, 11 giờ tùy hôm. Nhưng mà hôm nay thì có lẽ chúng ta sẽ nên đi ngủ sớm, bởi vì cũng là một ngày bận rộn, cũng đã chuẩn bị trôi qua rồi. Em đang chạy deadline thấy chưa? Nhiều người sẽ có rất là nhiều những cái bây giờ cũng 10:30 rồi đúng không? Bình thường thì mình kết thúc lúc 11 giờ, nhưng mà bây giờ thì cũng đã đến giờ phải đi ngủ rồi. Cho nên là chúng ta sẽ chuẩn bị đi ngủ thôi. Có điều gì các bạn muốn nói trước khi đi ngủ? Ủa gì các bạn? Gì ghê vậy? Ok, video cuối nha.
Không, hôm nay em không đi đâu hết. Tử Vi nói thế.
Thế chị đi một mình đây.
Vâng ạ.
Linh, I'll go.
Không.
Buồn quá. V, do you want some lime juice?
No sour taste today. Is it bad luck according to my zodiac signs for today?
Bad luck? What's up with that? Where did you hear this?
My zodiac sign?
Do you believe everything that you read? You're maybe a bit gullible, V. It's just lime juice.
I'm not, Dustin.
Yes, I think maybe a little bit. Just misconceptions. Let's go, V. We can go do something else.
No. I won't.
You won't. So, today, we are going to be talking about misconceptions. Misconceptions and misconceptions. Come with us. V. God, V, this is getting ridiculous. Seriously, get out of your room. Beat it. We need to go do something.
But this morning, I read some information about my zodiac sign, and it is making me think twice about things.
So if someone is thinking twice about something, it's having, like we say, a second thought or thinking a lot about it. So I'm assuming you would believe it because it's like superstitious. So it's
It's not superstitious. Zodiac signs is never superstitious.
Oh my God, V, this is so out of hand.
It is calculated based on science and technology, so please don't say that zodiac sign is superstitious.
This is not spot on. This is not how your life is. So if something is spot on, that's to be like exact about something.
Dustin,
V.
do you know anything about zodiac signs? Or no, tarot cards.
Tarot cards? I know of them, but I know very little of that.
Let me show you. You gotta know this before judging me.
V, like take all of it with a grain of salt.
I will show you right away.
Show me right away, but before you show me, so to take something with a grain of salt, you maybe don't really believe it that much, so I take all of this with a grain of salt. I'm very skeptical. To take something with a grain of salt, it has nothing to do with cooking. you're skeptical about it, you need to wait for something to happen to really believe it. So for example, V is talking about zodiac signs. It's like, Dustin, the zodiac sign is true. And I say, no, I just take it with a grain of salt. It means I don't really believe it that much.
So these are 3 types. This paper is based on zodiac signs. This one is called Likvatsu. It's kind of a lunar year. Like, we calculate the days, the age based on this.
Okay.
But I will show you this one only today.
So walk me through all of this. Show me the rope. Show me how this works. I don't know anything about any of this.
Okay, now, Dustin.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
Okay. And when I take a deep breath, what do I do?
Think about what you want in the future.
Okay.
Think about your dream. Think about your ambition.
Okay.
Think about the
V, I
vision.
can't think when you're talking. Okay, I got something.
All right, then close your eyes one more time.
Okay.
To think about what you want to achieve in the future.
I already have something, V.
All right, it's okay. Pick 3 cards.
3 cards. Okay, I'll make this
randomly.
simple.
Close your eyes. Think about what you
V, stop talking. So 1, okay. 2, 3. There we go. 3 cards.
Are you truly thinking about that? All right.
Okay, so predict my future. So what does this mean?
Let's come to the first card. The Fool.
The Fool.
The Fool dancing on the mountain. In the journey of achieving your dream, you will sometimes become a fool.
Okay. What else?
9 of Wands. You have to overcome a lot of troubles in your journey. So
This is ridiculous. This is getting out of hand, V. Okay.
you cannot say it
Okay,
like
I will
in that
try
way
to be
these
open-minded.
characters.
Okay. I'll relax. Touch wood? What do you mean touch wood?
Touch wood. It's like to get away from the bad luck.
No, it's knock on wood, and you're using it wrong.
Oh, really?
So you say knock on wood. So it's preventing future bad luck. But touch wood, comb hill. I don't know what touch wood means.
Knock on wood. Dustin, knock on wood. You cannot.
But what am I knocking on wood for?
Because you have just told these, like, characters are ridiculous that.
Okay. So hopefully now the bad luck doesn't come to me. Superstitious. Superstitious. No,
Superstitious.
Okay. To knock on wood is to prevent future bad luck. So for example, you've done maybe a lot of tests at school and you got 10 marks. You're like, yes, I always get 10 marks and I'll probably never get a 9 mark. And then you're like, knock on wood. Maybe in the future you prevent from getting a 9 mark.
Anyway, I know that you don't believe in zodiac signs.
Yep, I don't.
Palm reading, tarot card reading, you name it.
No. You just said, you name it? You know that phrase? So V just mentioned, you name it. So if you're explaining something and giving a lot of maybe examples or ideas, this, you would say, you name it. You name it. That is referring to often like an explanation of many things. So for example, if I'm speaking to someone about traveling in Vietnam, I'm like, you can do everything. You can go fishing, you can go swimming, you can learn Vietnamese, you can go cooking, you name it.
What is your birthday?
That's okay, no problem. My birthday is May 1st, 1988.
So you are
Taurus.
Taurus.
Yeah, I know that I'm a Taurus.
Let me check it out for you.
Fill me in, give me the update about myself.
May 1st, you are a Taurus.
Yeah.
You are passionate and committed to your ideas, even though you are generally sensible and polite. Oh, that's exactly true to Dustin, guys.
Are you actually reading that, or are you
making
lying?
yourself respected and prefer to stay away from any controversy. And the predictions for Taurus this month, you are going to meet a lot of pretty girls
And hey,
so full of it.
one
You're
of
just
those
lying through
girls,
your teeth.
one of those girls is super, super beautiful and talented.
Okay.
Oh, probably that's me.
So I just said V's full of it and she's lying through her teeth. You're full of it means you're just making stuff up, and you're lying through your teeth, that means just you're lying a lot.
I'm just kidding at the last part. But don't you think it's spot on?
No.
Like you don't buy much into that?
No, I don't buy much into any of this, because the thing is, all of this is just, it's superstitious, it's just misconceptions. But you just mentioned buy into something.
Yes.
So if you buy into something, you believe it. So I don't buy into this, so I don't really believe it. To buy into something, it has nothing to do with spending money. But if you buy into something, you believe something. So for example, V for this episode, she buys into the zodiac signs and tarot cards and things that I think are very superstitious, which I don't buy into it.
Probably you and some of our audience don't know that people have just recently found out one more zodiac sign.
I really couldn't care less.
So, okay, I would tell the audience.
Okay.
Give me that piece of paper.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ophiuchus.
Maybe Ophiuchus.
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 Ophiuchus. So in Vietnamese, we say Sa Phu. Ophiuchus represents unity. Its people were spirited, magnetic, impulsive, clever, and at times jealous, power-hungry, and temperamental. At their hearts, they were healers. Healers, right?
Healers?
Healers.
Like the foot right here, this is your heel?
Yes.
Healers.
Healers who hoped to one day rid every ill, disease, violence, and bring everyone closer together. I gotta say that I get hooked on it.
Yeah, so V gets hooked onto this. If you get hooked onto something, it's something you really enjoy and you want to do more and learn about, maybe addicted to something. But how about you guys? Do you believe in zodiac signs or tarot cards? So leave a comment, tell us what you believe in, because as a foreigner, I could learn from you guys.
You don't believe in zodiac signs? You don't believe in tarot card reading? You don't believe in palm reading?
Yeah.
So what exactly do you believe in?
I pretty much just buy into myself and things that I can see with my own eyes.
It's kind of hard to, because sometimes we don't really know what we could see and what we could do.
To see something with your own eyes is what you believe by looking with your eyes. For me, it's being responsible for yourself, taking the responsibility and your actions that follow it. But having a positive perspective in life will help you with a lot. And sometimes things just fall into place and allows you to be more successful in the future.
Good attitude, I got your drift.
Good.
But explain the word.
Yeah, I just mentioned things to fall into place. If something falls into place, it's something that happens in the way that you would want it to happen. Also, do you get my drift? That means, do you understand me? And V does, so good.
Sometimes, I thought I was not good for this. I got no motivation and good feelings for this.
Yeah, but it's like when you have that mindset, it brings you down. It makes you sad, it makes you upset.
Yeah, that's right.
So if something brings you down, it makes you upset, it makes you sad.
I would choose to have a positive thinking and positive attitude from now on.
Good.
Do you know that in Vietnam, maybe some teachers and parents always speak down to their students and kids, and it would probably take a toll on them.
Học dốt như ngữ này thì làm cái gì? Trời ơi. Lùn thế này thì làm sao mà lấy được chồng?
Không biết nấu ăn thì lấy chồng làm sao được?
Yeah, so V just mentioned speak down to somebody. So speaking down to somebody is like they're inferior. You're here, they're here. So you're speaking down to them. And take a toll on somebody. So we would say maybe it's like taxing, or you take your energy, or it takes something from you in a negative way. You're so negative, you're speaking down to them. You need to lift them up. You need to make them feel happy again, inspire them, encourage them.
Now I get your drift.
You get my drift. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So if you speak down to somebody, you are speaking to them as their inferior. You're up here, they're down here. So oftentimes maybe you have a bad job and your boss speaks down to you, and every day you're upset and you're stressed out, and it takes a toll on you. It takes a lot of your energy and your happiness.
Anyway, all of those things from zodiac signs, palm reading, tarot card reading, they might have some truth to them.
You could say that.
So, but you don't really need to depend on those the whole time. All right, Justin.
Look at you. Now you just drink the lime juice.
Yes.
And before you're talking about the zodiac sign and you can't drink it.
See, I have just finished up 1 cup of lemon juice and there's no bad luck. I feel positive energy.
So now you're a bit more realistic.
The most important part is that we believe in ourselves, right?
Absolutely. Believing in yourself and seeing what you're capable of doing.
It hurts. No,
One more
okay.
time, one more
No, no, let's go out for shopping.
Why does it go from 10, 11, 12, 12A, 14?
The number 13 is a symbol of bad luck in Vietnam.
But that's all superstitious.
It's kind of not superstitious, it's kind of traditional belief.
Okay, okay.
Welcome to the floor.
12A.
12A.
No 13.
Vừa rồi là Follow Us và cũng là video cuối cùng của buổi tối ngày hôm nay. Hy vọng là các bạn đã có một buổi tối với rất là nhiều những kiến thức, rất là nhiều cảm hứng từ những người bạn xung quanh mình. Cũng màu đặc trưng của trái đất. Hello cool boys. Trịnh Quang Trường, Phạm Hồng Vân. Giờ còn ai thức nữa không ta? Vũ Tùng Lâm, wow. Lần đầu tiên anh thấy em luôn đó, Vũ Tùng Lâm, hoặc là một nick nào đó khác của những người bạn quen thuộc của chúng ta. Nhưng mà shout out đến em. Phương Minh nữa nè, Trinh Grace, Nguyễn Khắc Hồng Anh. Thực ra cũng rất là nhiều bạn cũng theo dõi chương trình, nhưng mà vì ngại mà không có nói nhiều, không có comment nhiều thôi, nhưng mà cũng rất là bền bỉ. Và shout out đến toàn thể các bạn, bởi vì là các bạn cũng đã rất là tuyệt vời trong buổi tối ngày hôm nay khi đã học được gần 3 tiếng đồng hồ. Cũng chia sẻ với mọi người những cái thông tin mà buổi tối hôm nay cũng vui vì có giáo sư Kiên chia sẻ với các bạn rất là nhiều những thứ liên quan đến cuộc sống của du học sinh. Tùy mỗi người thôi, như hồi nãy anh có thấy các bạn nói là cuộc sống không biết là cuộc sống của du học sinh như thế nào, như là Nguyễn Khắc Hồng Anh nói là được bữa nay xem được full live, dễ thương quá, cảm ơn Nguyễn Khắc Hồng Anh rất là nhiều. Vậy sao đấy cuộc sống của du học sinh là một cuộc sống cực kỳ thú vị. Anh cũng là một người rất là ưa trải nghiệm, đi rất là nhiều những chuyến đi khác nhau, đặt chân lên nhiều châu lục khác nhau, cũng như là luôn luôn giữ cho mình cái tinh thần là khám phá, giống như là một cái bản năng vậy đó. Cho nên là mình cũng may mắn là có được học bổng của rất là nhiều những cái trường, rất là nhiều những cái ngành học khác nhau. Mình học ở New Zealand, ở bên Pháp, ở bên Đan Mạch, ở bên Úc, ở bên Mỹ. Và mình thích những cái chuyến đi, lý do là bởi vì ở những chuyến đi đó không chỉ là bạn học được kiến thức đâu, mà bạn còn học được cả cái văn hóa khác, bạn gặp gỡ nhiều nhân vật khác, nhiều câu chuyện khác, và bạn xem đó là một trong cái hành trang rất là quý của mỗi cái cuộc đời con người á. Mà nếu mà không có IELTS Face-Off thì chắc chắn là những bạn như là Cool Boys không bao giờ biết được đến Trịnh Quang Trường, sẽ không bao giờ ngưỡng mộ được những bạn như là Toản, hôm nay Toản không vô nè. Tụi mình cũng không bao giờ biết được đến những cái bạn như là Nguyễn Khắc Hùng Anh. Bữa nay Vũ Tùng Lâm mới vào thôi hả? Hello Nguyễn Ngô Thiên Hải. Đừng sai em ơi. Anh hy vọng rằng các bạn mới vô như là Vũ Tùng Lâm, rồi bạn Hải chẳng hạn, thì cũng đều anh nhiêu tuổi vậy hả? Trời, hỏi gì chị câu khó dữ vậy em. Anh là một người thích trải nghiệm, có những cái chuyến đi rất là nhớ, ví dụ như là đi xe máy xuyên Việt, xuyên Đông Nam Á rất là nhiều lần, rồi làm cũng rất là nhiều chỗ. Lý do kể cái này là tại vì là cứ mỗi lần đến cuối chương trình đó thì hãy tìm một lý do gì đó, một cái bài hát gì đó để nói lời biết ơn, cảm ơn mọi người, bởi vì là cái quyết định làm giáo dục vẫn luôn là cái quyết định mà anh rất là quý đến tận bây giờ, bởi vì là làm giáo dục là một cái cơ hội rất lớn để được giáo dục chính bản thân mình, học được thêm nhiều kỹ năng mới, gặp được những bạn khán giả rất là đáng yêu, những bạn mà dù là mình không có mặt trong lớp thường xuyên nhưng mà các bạn vẫn tiếp tục duy trì cái hoạt động của lớp, rồi nốt lại tất cả cho mọi người và rất là chu đáo cho từng. Cho nên mình thấy mỗi khung giờ trôi qua thì cũng đều ý nghĩa. Mình đã chọn một cái bài hát, mình tự hỏi là có những cái bài hát nào mà nói về lòng biết ơn á, thì có rất là nhiều bài hát nói về lòng biết ơn, chắc mọi người cũng nhớ. Ví dụ như là có những bài cực kỳ nổi tiếng như là Thank You của Dido, hoặc là Thank You của Keith Urban, hoặc là Thankful của Kelly Clarkson. Có một bài là bài Thank You của Celine Dion. Đây là một cái bài mà mình sẽ chọn để phát trong phần cuối của buổi tối ngày hôm nay. Cái bài này được viết rất là dễ thương như thế này nè: For the real sacrifice and the truth behind your giving heart, and how you never judge or faulted me, helped me cause you wanted to. Cái bài hát này là một cái tuyên ngôn của gratitude, tức là lòng biết ơn, và admiration, tức là cái sự ngưỡng mộ. Đó, cho nên là nếu mà các bạn có thời gian hãy check cái lyrics thì các bạn sẽ thấy là thông qua bài hát này Celine Dion rất là muốn nói cái sự biết ơn của mình thông qua một cách humble nhất, khiêm cung nhất có thể. Mình cũng như vậy thôi, cũng học được từ các bạn rất là nhiều, rất là biết ơn các bạn đã cùng với mình với cái hành trình của một người làm educator, một người làm giáo dục, nhưng mà cũng đồng thời là một người làm entertainer, là một người broadcaster. Ngày xưa mình làm MTV Asia, mình có một thời gian làm ở MTV châu Á, và MTV châu Á cũng cho mình rất là nhiều những cái kiến thức liên quan đến âm nhạc. Giống như là các bạn vừa thấy đó, mình cũng tự nhiên trong đầu mình sẽ nhớ rất là nhiều những cái ca khúc mà nói về lòng biết ơn. Ví dụ là cái thời mình có Thank You for the Music của Beyond Star, cũng là một trong những cái bài mà rất là nổi tiếng mà nói về lòng biết ơn, bởi vì âm nhạc luôn luôn là một cái chất kết dính rất là kỳ diệu đó. Cho nên là thi thoảng thì mình sẽ chia sẻ về mình một chút xíu, là nếu mà các bạn thấy ở chỗ nào mà các bạn thấy thú vị hoặc là muốn tìm hiểu thêm thì có thể PM ở trong những cái buổi livestream sau, thì mình cũng sẽ tranh thủ để kể về chuyện đời của mình để cho các bạn cùng nghe ha. Câu chuyện ở rất là nhiều châu lục khác nhau, ở rất là nhiều những cái mảnh đời, rất là nhiều con người khác nhau. Cảm ơn các bạn đã. Hôm nay anh có hát được không ạ? Lâu chưa thấy anh ta đã có giọng hát, bữa nay giọng anh yếu lắm luôn á, cho nên là các bạn cho anh thêm mấy bữa nữa đi ha. Cái series này của tụi mình cũng đang gần bề chót rồi, cho nên là cố gắng để giữ cái cảm xúc bên nhau ha. Còn bây giờ thì đã đến lúc nói lời chào tạm biệt với các bạn đáng yêu của chương trình rồi. Không biết này được nghe nhạc hay thôi, nghe nhạc thôi. Sau này em sẽ tìm và nói chuyện với anh Tada dù là mười mấy năm sau, đâu cần thiết phải lâu dữ về đâu ha. Hồi nhỏ rất thích các bài hát của cô Celine Dion. Chúng ta sẽ đến với Thank You. Chúc các bạn ngủ ngon. Cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.
Down and out, all alone, sitting here, sad and blue. The sun is now going down, it's kinda cold, seeking refuge. I trust a friendly face, or maybe just a smile, someone that understands what I'm going through right now. And just before I lay me down to never wake, I look up and I see you. So with everything I am, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because you didn't have to. Thank you. Thank you. With everything I am. Thank you. For the real sacrifice and the truth behind your giving heart, and how you never judged or faulted me, not because you wanted to. And for your friendly face, and for just your smile, simply understanding what I'm going through right now.
I lay me down to never wake. I look up and I see you. So with everything I am, thank you. Thank you, because you didn't have to. Thank you. Thank you, with everything I am. Thank you, 'cause when no one else would care, you did. And when no one else was there, you were. Now I am so aware you're a blessing to me. What did I do to deserve you? There's no words that could describe how much I thank you. Thank you, because you didn't have to. Thank you. Thank you, with everything I am. Because you didn't have to. Thank you. Thank you. With everything I am. Thank you. Everything I am, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, because you didn't have